And we're good. Hey!
Stream.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. Happy Tuesday that I almost just said Friday. I have no idea what is possessing me right now.
This has been the Mondayest
Because you missed
Tuesday
your,
of Tuesdays.
Friday stream.
Now I'm sad.
Oh, you're
Because it's
sad?
not
Why?
Friday.
You
Because it's
were
not Friday.
annoyed. You were annoyed and now you're sad.
Oh, no.
Tony's an emotion bomb tonight.
I'm in a,
Watch out.
I'm
watch
in a
out.
glass case of emotion. The man punted Baxter.
Help me!
That needs to be clipped.
Oh, good morning. What? Seriously,
It's
can I
so
start-
hot. Milk was a poor choice.
Good morning. We're on
Good
Ocerrya.
What is going on?
Good
Good
morning. Happy
evening,
Friday,
everybody.
everyone.
I was just waiting
Hi,
for
I'm
this to
Devin.
happen so my day could start. I was waiting for Reality Break to happen so my day could start. Don't you all feel that way?
Absolutely.
Welcome back, or welcome to Reality Break 20, where we love to take a break from reality, take a break from the real world, and play some D&D. We are a bunch of friends here gathered together in the middle of our last few episodes of Ocerrya here. We are into the very end and we'll be recapping very soon and reviewing back to get us into the swing of things for Starheal. And Tony coming back into the saddle of DM. We have a few things going on. There's like this super secret thing that's happening April 1st, but that's like, you know, old news. You've all been hearing us talk about that. We also were just telling each other how much we love clips, and Brennan was going on and on and on about
Oh
it.
yeah.
It's like one of his favorite
I mean,
things.
If you didn't know, my absolute favorite thing about being part of Reality Break is the clips. Playing D&D? Nah, it's the clips. Well, that's where it's at.
Not hanging
So,
out with his
send in
friends.
those
It's
clips.
fine.
No.
Not hanging out with
I
friends.
don't,
It's cool.
I don't like you guys. I like the clips.
Oh.
No.
All right, everyone. See you later.
I suppose that should be clipped.
No. Yes.
Yeah.
Bill's the clip parrot tonight.
Anything you think is funny,
Oh my
clip it.
God.
Anything that you think is notable, clip it, and we will edit them potentially. Make sure you title them so we actually know. what they are.
Potentially, if they're good enough.
Please
Yeah.
title them, please.
Yeah, because if
Absolutely.
they're not
You gotta
titled, they
title
kind of like disqualifies it.
Yeah. If you
That's
don't
the
title
rules.
It
them,
makes
Don't
it
make
hard
we'll
to
delete them.
figure out, what to do with them.
Yep.
And
Throw a
thank you
title
always
on
to our
there.
team for rolling with it every time to get called on to talk about
And-
clips.
Rolling with it?
Ah, Rolling Longbeard.
I apologize
Um,
for nothing.
If you have not yet gotten into our Discord, please check it out. Get on into the Discord. Check us out on our TikTok, which Christy has been making some cool, devious, creative plans for.
I have. I'm actually starting, well, I don't know how devious they are. I'm starting a segment this week on Fridays that I'm calling D&D Tidbit of the Week. So this is stuff that I have found poking around on the list of magical items, for example, or interesting spell combinations or things like that. So just kind of random things that I've found as I've been poking around in the various lists and rules and things of official D&D. So if you want to learn more about things like that, then check out our TikTok and look forward to the D&D Tidbit of the Week. I made a logo for it and everything. So there you go.
Ooh.
Nice.
Dope.
Super excited for that. Let's
Mhm.
go.
We're so cool, guys.
We
are
are
the coolest.
super excited.
Awesome.
We are super excited for our community and the fact that we, as a group of people who didn't know each other just over a year ago, have been able to come together over our shared love for nerdy stuff, especially TTRPGs. And we cannot wait to bring you more. It's been an exciting ride, and our big celebration of 1 year just passed. We didn't necessarily have a big event of it, but we wanted to thank you all for being here with us on our journey.
I
And
think technically it's almost 2 years because we didn't stream at first and it took a while before we actually.
true, it was
Yeah.
a 1 year
Yeah, I know.
since
Yeah.
Reality Break official.
Yeah.
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 I think April was when we first started doing our actual streams. So.
That's
well,
right, so,
I can tell ya.
so that's right. I mean, I've been hearing some rumors about some super secret stuff on April Fool's Day, so maybe we're
Yeah.
breaking up.
Super secret.
Probably
Super secret
it.
squirrel.
Like,
Yeah, end of
I
reality.
mean,
Enjoy-
the way
enjoy
that
this-
Z and Tony just all over each other and just like at each other's throats all the
So,
time. It's
she
So,
starts it every time. She starts it every time.
See, we just wanted to get you hooked on Reality Break, right?
Instigator.
And then we take it away from you.
and then we'll have a coming back tour.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
So,
Mark your calendars. April 1st.
yeah,
1st.
absolutely.
Which is a Saturday. It's a Saturday, so that's why you need to mark your calendars, because it's not Tuesday,
Saturday.
it's Saturday.
Tuesday on
also-
Saturday.
April Fool's Day. Nothing's actually happening.
How foolish do you feel?
That's the fool. The
You're
fool
gonna
is
give
that
it
we're just
away.
doing everything normal.
Yep.
No one
Welcome
suspects the
into our
Spanish
new
Inquisition.
friends. We have just come on, saying hello to our friends, saying hello to everybody, getting our wiggles out, and getting ready to take us into the world of Ocerrya. When last we left our heroes, they had finally left the town of Framework after a riveting adventure and a mystery as well that was solved by the party. They saved the town of Framework from a rogue chimera, sold off its eggs, and also exposed a group of adventurers who were really nothing more, it seemed, than petty criminals. The party has been on the road for a good solid day. They have when we left them, they were just waking up from their first night on the road. They're making good time. It's springtime. You're smelling flowers as you go along. The grass is starting to turn green. It's not that ugly brown that it currently is everywhere in the real world. And you have these trinkets and these memories, and you've been going over them in your heads and discussing things with each other. And we are entering into another day of travel in the morning, unless anyone else has something to add.
I'm good.
I think we left you at breakfast and getting on the road.
Breakfast and land herrings.
That is true. We were discussing land octopuses.
Yeah.
Octopi.
Which seem a lot like spiders.
Octopi.
Wait, isn't it actually octopuses though?
No, it's octopi.
Octopi.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Octopides. I'm very occupied at the moment.
I will say, with
Occupado.
you guys sharing a mic, I can hear audio from both of you.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
are
Right.
I'm getting a bit of an echo. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
it's a cool effect.
I have him muted. Do you have? Oh, I turned my microphone on because I was recording.
There you
There we go.
Hey,
There's always
all right.
something.
Pro strip!
If it's not something.
I honestly
Yeah.
didn't notice it because I've been playing Far Cry, and when your companions get kind of far away from you, they get echoey. So I'm just my brain is used to it.
There you go. You're just an NPC in Far
That's
Cry at
really
this
funny.
point.
Yeah.
You're acclimated to it.
Yeah.
Not like we're
no, nothing
close
to
or
add
anything.
on my part.
All right.
Was that a land
Someone
octopus?
just gasped.
Yeah, because there's a
Gasp,
hand.
you should.
Oh. There's
Gasp,
a land
you should.
octopus behind me.
Oh, get it, get it, get it!
All right. So our adventurers were setting up breakfast. Wait, the didn't spider happen before you even left? That happened in the bar. You were
That
talking
happened in
about
the tavern.
touching.
They were talking
Yeah.
about land herrings. That's what I
Okay.
remember.
Yeah, that was at the
Because
tavern.
Tom was confused about the land herrings, like.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be a bunny rabbit.
And the rest of us were like, "Don't tell him, Tom."
It's a,
Yeah,
maybe it's
yeah,
a
remember?
type of rat.
That's
Yeah,
right,
a different
it's
type of land herring.
rabbit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Land herring. Get it right.
Well, he had failed the check to understand what the fuck was going on, and he was like, "Is this land herring? Maybe it's a type of rabbit, I guess."
There we go.
Oh,
I
my
Thanks,
just-
Thanks, Tom, for rolling with the punches.
amazing.
I just want to point out the fact that I was just like, "Where's my dice tray?" I'm like lifting up my dice tray, looking for my dice tray.
It's like when you're on your phone
And
and you're trying to figure out where your phone is.
Yeah.
Where's
Hold
my
on, let me
headphones?
call my phone. Let me call my phone. Figure out where it is.
Let me call you back. I can't find my phone.
I do that with my sunglasses all the time because I forget that I'm wearing them. I'm like,
Yep.
I know I have my sunglasses around here somewhere, and they're right on my face.
The worst is I have glasses, so I wear sunglasses that fit over my glasses, and I'll put the sunglasses up and have my glasses on, and be like, "Where's my sunglasses?"
I also do that with my children. I'll be like, Abby, where's Abby? Where's Abby? She'll be like, what are you talking about, Dad? Oh, you're here. Never mind. We're good.
I was imagining like you have a kid on your shoulders and you're like, oh my god, where's my child? She
That
was
too.
like the glasses were on top of her head. That's what I was imagining. Okay, we're good.
It's
we're
the
good.
same
we're good.
thing. No, because that's a story for another time.
Oh,
But
man.
Oh, I can't
So-
find my child.
yeah, so we're cooking breakfast, right?
Yes, you were.
Oh god.
Cooking
Oh
breakfast.
yeah, I had just sniffed Ramash's jacket and we were getting ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gave it a good
That's right.
sniff.
The good
Yeah,
old
a nice good
Test.
sniff.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
man.
nice good sniff. Yeah.
Yep.
The sniffage.
All right. So, I mean, at this point, we're probably only like a couple hours away from Hazelport, right?
You would get there. It'll be sort of late afternoon, early evening when you arrive to Hazelport.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, I figured because I got to get back to talk to Natasha. So, personally, Roland would be, you know, kind of, come on, folks, let's get going. Boy, I want to get home, sleep in my own bed. I mean, those beds at the inn were nice, but I missed my own bed. So let's get going.
And what was everybody's passive perception again?
Minus
2013.
14.
24.
It is not. What?
Liar.
It is not.
13.
13.
17.
I think mine was 16. Yeah,
Okay.
16.
I didn't know if it had changed recently with the level up because our party did
Yeah.
level up thanks to their adventures.
24.
with
Oh.
Chimera.
It leveled up to 24.
Bro.
I took a feat.
What's your?
Which is-
Yeah, I took a
called
feat
I-
that raised it like.
It's called Eye of God.
You took one? I've got two. I've got 2 feats.
What's your passive?
I've got 13.
Okay. So
Technically,
13,
yeah,
13, 16, 17, and Olga's what? When you get there?
What?
What was that, Brendan?
Olga,
No.
what's your passive
Oh.
perception? Perception.
Character sheet.
All right. Let us know when you got it. I just
You're
needed to
gonna
know
need
that.
it today, I think.
You're
Yep.
gonna need
Yeah,
it.
but I didn't
It's like, wait a
know
second, I
I'd
actually need my
it
character sheet.
I need to know who I am.
Who am I?
My
Yeah,
character's
I mean-
not
Crisis.
with the party right now. So.
That's fair.
So yeah, just get yourself
That's fair.
pulled up and be looking that over.
I'm selling my pies on the road.
16.
So, perfect. So we've got 2 16s, 2 13s, and a 17 for passives. Okay.
And ain't nothing sneaking up on us.
No, absolutely not. As it is, Ramasha is very much all frazzled up. His hair sticking up a little bit, whatever's not burnt, and eyes are dilated a little bit. Basically, a cat that just came off of Zoomies.
Yeah.
Ramasha, you said your passive's 13.
13.
While you are out in the woods,
Ooh.
you feel like you're being watched.
By more than a creature?
You just get the sense that you're feeling watched. Would you like
It's
to make
me.
a perception check?
I would like to make a check. What kind of check? A perception check? I will see what I can perceive. Ramasha perceives. Oh,
Nothing.
nothing. Ramasha has rolled a 1.
Oh!
That's no good.
Yes.
Ramasha has
You're too into the
perceived
zoomies.
the ground.
Yeah.
You're too into the zoomies.
Yeah, you are. You're kind of like consumed by that adrenaline rush of that you were running to the trees, but you can't shake this feeling, whether you're going back to the camp or not. You can't shake this feeling that you're being watched.
So now instead of just like facing straight forward, I'm like,
I just see him running backwards.
He turns into the Flash, but reverse.
The slow.
All right, so
You just see him
and
doing
you're going
motion.
back
I
to
mean-
camp.
yes. At this point, I think we're actually already back to camp because this is when I talked about land herrings, wasn't it? Or was it before I left?
Land herrings was when we were on the road.
Because you were, you were out doing zoomies.
That
No,
was
he
before
did.
you left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, my notebook.
No tip.
No taker.
No taker. Go.
No
Sorry.
taker.
You talked to Tom as part of your watch, talking about land herrings, and then you were like, something about "Can I open up to you?" or something like that.
And that's
you
when you
took
took
off
the
your
coat
coat
off.
and took off. And I
She's
remember
like,
that because the
"What?"
Dominic woke up and was sniffing your coat, and you were not there for that. So.
That's right.
There we go.
It wasn't sniffing. It was a sniff. Singular sniff. Okay, I'm not that weird.
No, it was a huff. Let's
That's
be
not
honest. It was a
weird,
huff.
No.
Either way, that happened.
Snort that son of a bitch like cocaine.
So when the rest of us woke up, Ramasa was still.
You've heard of Cocaine Bear. Get ready for Cocaine Tabaxi.
I mean, I'm gonna have to say, D, if we were to ever get together and they were hung all our coats up on a coat rack, I'm gonna keep my eye on you.
You didn't know I did it. You had no
She's gonna
idea.
IRL sniff your coat if we ever meet in real life.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a good thing that never happened.
I sure can't afford that. So.
Okay,
Oh,
so as making his way back to camp, looking exhilarated but a little bit paranoid.
good run.
Yep.
Yes, most
Yeah,
of-
so-
Roland.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I walk on over. What's up?
I did not see anything, but I feel like something is watching me.
You couldn't tell what it was?
I was going awfully fast. I could not
That's
see.
fair. That's fair.
I feel so good, but I still feel like something's watching me.
Well, you look good, so keep it up. If this is like a morning routine, you should we should go out for a jog sometime. I feel like it's a good morning routine. Get the blood flowing, get yourself ready to go. I like it actually.
I'm gonna put my jacket back on, just kind of swing it over my shoulder, and just kind of. That sounds like a good plan. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, you go get some grub. I'll go for a little gander. See if I notice anything. All right. Go get some grub though.
Yes. I'm all over it.
All right. And I guess I'll meander my way into the woods from where he ran out of. I'll go, let's say 60, 70 feet into the woods. See if I notice anything. Or if I get that same sensation.
You're definitely going to feel like you're being watched, and you can make an active perception check if you want as well.
Alrighty then.
Or survival, if that's better.
I like survival better.
Oh,
So
damn.
that's like tracking.
Well, I guess it'd still be perception because I don't know what I'd be tracking. But hey, if you want to give it to me, I won't argue.
If you're looking for signs of a being there, that's tracking.
Okay.
That can be
Alright.
survival. Like Ramasha was just running, so he was just
Sure.
looking, whereas you're stopping and looking around, kind of thing.
My perception is +1. My survival is +4. I will take survival.
That's fine. Yep.
Fair.
If given the option, I will take the good thing.
Yep.
I can't see how I did it, but I'm really good at surviving.
I like to give an option of 2 different skills. Because sometimes
no.
someone's like, yes, I'll take that one.
I'll take the one that sucks. That much better. 8 + 4 for 12.
12. Okay, yeah. So everyone's kind of getting this feeling, but with your passive perception, you are also able to sort of see some very small tracks around Ramasha's tracks. These look like very small footprints, but they look humanoid.
Small humanoid footprints. Okay. And was that survival was that my survival roll to see if I could identify what those footprints were? I'm guessing.
Ooh, okay. I'll let you make one more check for this situation, True, now that you're focused on figuring out what's going on.
Alright, let's go.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
No.
They closed
Ah.
that factory.
Not
I
much
know.
better.
It's so sad.
Not 9 + 4 for 13.
I mean, that's not
13.
bad.
So in D&D
Wait a minute, closed the factory.
The
B&M Bean Factory.
The original B&M Beans factory in Portland. They just closed it like last year or something like that.
Oh, it's sad.
But
Sorry.
they're not selling it or whatever. They're not tearing it down. Or
No.
whatever.
It's based out of California now.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
meets it beats it in D&D. So as you're looking around,
Beans.
you are fairly certain that this is a footprints of a child.
What?
Okay. All right. Well, I am going to kind of look at that, look around, realize that I really don't see anything, and say, very loudly, like, well, I'm getting kind of hungry, and I think I remember us cooking some extra food for breakfast, so I'm gonna make my way over, see if there's any spare grub that I can maybe partake in, and I will.
I'm just imagining some little kid down there by the river sees a Russia kitty and takes off running towards him.
Kitty.
It's like Boo from
Yeah.
Monsters Inc. is just like
and then
in
I'm
our
going
world.
I'm going to
Before you walk
actively
away.
be looking
Yeah.
around and walking fairly slowly.
As you make that little speech, go ahead and throw on a persuasion check.
Persuasion. I am not very persuasive, though. That's the problem.
I am.
It's a baby orc.
It's because you're good at everything, for crying out.
Yeah, I know.
That's a teenager.
I'm actually really good at persuasion too, oddly enough.
Charisma, yeah.
Well, yeah, because you've got like all that. Yeah. Okay. All right.
She's so radiant. People just
That's,
can't help but say yes.
All right. One more roll, and this one's going into jail. 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 for 4.
All right, but in D&D, meets it, beats it. So anyway,
Oh.
as Roland makes his way back to breakfast, are you saying anything, doing anything besides going over to eat? And what is everybody else doing after Roland?
Well, like I said, I'm walking fairly slowly, so I'm walking slower back to camp than I was walking into the woods.
Okay.
You know what? I'm just gonna like whistle or hum some, standard come gather around the fire. We're gonna have a good time, like some kind of like upbeat ditty, something
Maybe
like
something
that.
you used to hum to your grandchildren?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
Ramash is going to be leaning up against the wagon. I mean, just having that feeling of something watching that whole time. He just wanted to have something solid on his back as he's sitting and eating, watching where he had just come from.
Okay. So as Roland makes his way back to camp, he's walking slowly. He's sort of whistling, humming. Ramash is watching him and the woods. Dominic, Ashrin, Thomas focused on cooking and the horses.
Yeah, Dominic's just eating. Just chilling.
I
Looking
feel
for
like my-
lizards.
Ashrin would have clocked Roland going off into the woods, and so maybe is eating, kind of watching where he went, just to make sure he doesn't need any backup or help or anything.
All right. So as Roland reaches the edge of the woods and is stepping out in earnest more towards the camp, yours is 16, right? Your passage is 16.
Yep.
You and then Ashrin, depending on how close to the side of the wood she's sitting on, would also catch this. You hear some twigs snapping behind you.
All right. So I'm gonna stop. Let's see. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna approach this. I'm gonna stop, and then I'm going to not turn, but kind of do like a half to the side and say, "Oh look, there's one more free spot over by the fireplace if we were to suddenly have a surprise guest." And then I will continue walking. And then, I'm assuming Ashrin's making that face to me.
That's exactly why I was making that face. Ashrin's
Yeah.
gonna go, Roland, are you expecting company? In the middle of the woods.
What I will say is, it's always best to be prepared for unexpected company, and you should always do your best to greet them warmly.
All right,
And then
so-
I just do, and then like looking at Ashen, I'm just kind of like, it's okay. I know what I'm doing. Kind of like, okay. So.
Don't forget, Roland, I can also read lips, remember?
Yeah.
We
All right.
both
So
can.
okay.
You too,
Oh, that's right. You
yeah.
can do that. So then I will mouth. There's a kid in the woods that's following me and Ramasha.
Totally not some horror movie stuff at all.
It's
Doesn't
Chucky.
sound creepy.
So, yeah, now
No.
don't make this creepy, but as Roland walks towards the camp, right behind where he was, sort of steps out of the woods like this very dirty small child, and they look like terrified, but they look like a scared mouse. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Human.
At this point,
Elf.
It appears to be human.
at this
Or
point,
human. It's mostly-
Ramash is going to spot this. I mean, do I spot this? I should ask.
Everybody can see it if you're looking
Okay.
towards where Roland was.
I was definitely watching that way, and I'm assuming I've heard what Roland just said, and then I spotted the kid, and I'm going to go over and I'm assuming I've cleaned off my plate at this point, just kind of put some food on it and get ready to pass it to the kid if it comes over.
Yeah, you wouldn't have heard because he was mouthing that to me.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
well-
mouthing so that because we can read lips. So.
Did you just say the thing that if somebody
Yeah.
were to come? Did
Yeah,
you say that
I
out
said
loud?
I said that out loud. I mouthed.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
a kid in
Yeah.
the woods following me and Ramasha.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't mean melding that part. I mean the part before that where
Right,
you said.
so
Yes.
he spoke the
Yeah,
other
that
part
I
out
said
loud.
out loud.
Yes.
That I
Okay,
said out loud.
that's the part. Yeah, if I heard that, I'm just gonna be like waiting and then watching directly behind you. As soon as I see the kid, I'm gonna grab some food. And
Yeah.
have it ready.
So there's this little brown-eyed, mousy-haired child, sort of dressed in rags, dirty face, dirty hair, dirty clothes, barefoot, nothing on them
All right.
that
Alright.
that you can see.
All right. So, I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna say, "Well, look at that. You know, sometimes you have unexpected company, and there's unexpected company. Hopefully, gonna join us for a meal." And then I'm gonna I'm assuming me kneeling down is not gonna put me too much shorter than this kid, or am I gonna be at least eye level?
See, how old were my kids when they were?
And
Or how
in
tall
case-
were my kids when they were that age? This
What's the
child is about your height. Like
So,
a little
4'7"?
bit shorter than you anyway. Oh, you're tall
Okay.
for a dwarf. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not super tall for a dwarf,
Oh,
but
this is
I'm
a
taller.
little kid.
The child is probably then a good head shorter than you.
What age?
They look
Can't tell.
roughly. Well, Dominic could make a perception check if he wanted to because he was out on his own early.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dominic's probably the
Okay,
best
so then I
bet.
guess I won't kneel down. I guess I won't kneel down because that would put me
Uh-oh.
way shorter than the kid. But I'll kind of
Kinda
I'll
squat
kind
down
of
a little bit.
crouch down. Yeah, crouch down a little bit, just
Get
so
on
at least
their
eye
level.
level. Yeah, just so at least eye level. Yeah.
15.
All right, so the kid seems to be between the ages of 6 and 10.
6 and 10. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm
And the
so
kid is just staring at you, wide-eyed, very pale. Obviously, kids kind of have that very ambiguous-looking face. The child's hair is of a very mid-length, so there's not any dead giveaways of whether the person is a boy or a girl.
Okay.
that's fine.
What is the weather like today?
Today, ooh, would someone like to roll a d4?
Making it happen.
Sure. As I
Uh,
asked.
okay, go for it.
2.
2. Okay, so it is mostly sunny
Snowing.
with some clouds, and the mist has sort of melted off from the sun. So it's not bright sun, but it's not cloudy.
Is it chilly? Is there a wind chill?
It's right around
It's spring.
50s.
These are legitimate.
What is the
Right around
barometric
the-
pressure today?
Yeah, it's right
Yeah.
around the 50s. It's not too windy, just light breezes here and there.
Okay. I would like to take my cloak out of my bag and slowly approach
Yeah, it's definitely
to-
chilly to be out barefoot in rags, for sure.
Yeah. Just slowly approach and just offer my cloak. Is it a boy or a girl?
We
You can't quite
I don't
tell.
think we
There's
can
nothing
tell.
generally.
The child.
It's a child.
them.
Of
Hello, little one.
They nod and they like take it and like wrap it around this
Alright.
giant cloak on them now, like
Alright.
they're swimming in it.
All right,
And
and then
they
I'm
sort
going.
of walk closer to Roland.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna not like throw my arm over them, but like kind of do like the. That's all right. We'll grab you a meal. Grab you a meal, and then I kind of do like a gentle like arm over the shoulder, like gentle like guiding kind of motion towards the fire.
The smallest Nazgul you've ever seen.
As you bring the child closer, Tom like takes his hat off. He's like, "That little one's seen better days."
Ramasha's got to be
Where are you from?
waiting next to the fire with the food out, both hands, just kind of kneeling down.
I'm sorry, I just looked at the chat for a minute. Tom's like, "Wow, little one, where are you from?" And the child like looks at Ramasha, wide-eyed at this tiger person. Takes the bowl, looks at Tom, and just like eating ravenously, like just cannot get the food in their mouth fast enough. It's dripping down their front.
All right, and I'm gonna say like, might want to slow down a little bit. We don't want to get ourselves, a tummy ache or anything. And then I'm gonna get like water or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ashrin's gonna pull her water skin out of her
Oh, there you
pack
go. Perfect.
and kind of crouch down and offer it to the kid, and ask, "What's your name, little one?"
They look at you sort of a little bit hesitantly,
It's okay, little one. I trust her.
looks at you sort of equally hesitantly, takes the water,
It's okay. I trust them.
sniffs it, takes a little sip, and then just starts drinking it, like chugging it. And it does strike you that other than the river in Fraymore, you haven't really seen many streams along the way. As the child like puts the water bottle down, have you ever seen a kid like chug a drink? They're like, "Ugh."
Oh yeah, I forgot to breathe.
All right. So yeah. So I'm gonna make sure. Hey, go have a seat by the fire. Let's get ourselves warmed up a little bit here, and then, figure out where you're from and what's your name. So come on, come sit. Because for me, I'm not worried about information at this point. Even like what's your name, I'm just worried about like let's get the kid okay.
Comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the kid like hesitantly follows everyone, sits down sort of stiffly around the fire with you. You can make an insight check if you want, but the overall feeling is that they don't want to upset you.
Ramasha, especially while this is going on, is just kind of step back, let the kid come over closer to the fire, and then is eventually going to start trying to do things like maybe go around behind the wagon and then kind of peek out for a second, kind of go back, maybe come over here and kind of peek over a little bit, just kind of playfully.
He starts pawing at the kid.
Bop.
So the cat or the child is sort of watching and looking at everybody else, and they seem a little confused by your actions. They don't necessarily take them as a threat, but they do seem a little confused, as if like they're not really sure what you're doing.
That's okay. That's the story of my life.
But they don't seem concerned. They're like, okay.
Okay, weird dude.
And
Cat
Tom
man.
sort of kneels down in front of the kid and he goes, "Hey, little one, did you come from Fraymore or Hazelport?" And the kid kind of looks at him and, I was with my family outside of Hazelport. We live in one of the shanty towns outside the city. And the tone is soft, but sort of attempting to be deep. And Dominic, this would be a punch in the gut, because you've made this voice before.
I am that voice.
And Dominic, at least, can tell that this is a boy. Or assume, I guess. I
am totally Batman.
Okay. I'm just gonna look at him and say, okay, well, you said outside of Hazelport, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, if you would like to accompany us, we can take you back to your family if they are still there.
The mention of your family, like cartoon, eyes start welling up with tears, and the child starts sobbing.
Almost starts crying in sympathy.
There's no one to take me back to the God.
I'm immediately looking at Roland and just going,
What do I do?
Abort mission.
All right.
Oh.
All right. So
I'm
I'm gonna
pull a tissue or like a handkerchief, because I'm sure that Ashton has them stashed everywhere, and hands it over. It seems like a thing she would have tucked in her sleeve.
Yeah.
He's been using the cloak, and so he takes that, and it's just like.
Yeah.
Imagine everyone's just like, good luck with that, and keeps going.
Oh, never.
All right. So I'm gonna like. All right. So I'm gonna put my hand over the hand over the kid's shoulder, just like I'm assuming like letting sobs into like my jacket or whatever. I'll just say, look, let's go ahead and get you back to Hazelport. I know an absolutely wonderful lady that I think would love to meet you. Get you cleaned up here, and we'll kind of figure out next steps. But let's just get you taken care of, kiddo.
Just like sort of sniffling, trying to pull it together and look brave.
The quiver like.
Dominic is still traumatized by tears.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah. All right.
Ashton just pets Dominic on the shoulder, quietly.
Yeah. All right. So then I'll say,
Sorry.
well, gang, looks like we got ourselves a new mission. And our mission is to get this little one safe back to town. Do we think we can handle that? I know I can.
I think we can do that.
So
Little kids' eyes are brightening up to think that they're the object of a mission. They're like,
can since I have carpenter's tools, can I use that to attempt to make a toy for the child?
you could take a stick or a good chunk of wood with you and put it on the ride.
Get some sticks, maybe like some twine. I can use some straw from the cart, maybe, and like make maybe a stick doll.
Yeah. If you're gonna do it that simple, then I guess so. But if you're gonna use your carpenter's tools, I would figure you'd sort of whittle something out of a.
I mean, if I can make something more elaborate, I'll go with that. But I was thinking, time. Time?
Well, yeah. I mean, over the course of the day, you could do that. Sort of talk to the kid, figure out what they like, and make them a little wooden doll.
Yeah, and of course, Ramasha's got to be over there and like asking for some advice on how to do this as well. Of course, Ramasha's going to know how to do this, but trying to get the kid more involved as well.
You can make the kid a land herring, a little wooden land herring.
Yeah, I'll make a land herring.
So yeah, you could do that over the course of the ride, and I would say that could be a dexterity check with advantage, and you would get to. I don't know if it works the way with rogues do, but you could definitely add your proficiency, if not double, because you're using the tools, the carpenter's tools.
Okay.
But that'll be throughout the day as you figure out what you want to make them. Just find a suitable piece of wood, before you leave.
I was either. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, so like, before we get like too far into the wagon ride, I figured
20. I'm not even gonna roll.
Nat 20! I got a nat 20 in the chat.
Beautiful, intricately carved wooden toy by the end of the day.
Yeah. All right. So so as we're like loading up and like getting ready, I'm gonna say, I am terribly sorry. I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Roland Longbeard the Mighty. And I'm gonna flex.
Is he gonna tell him the?
And who do I have the acquaintance of meeting? And I'm gonna stick out my hand.
Dominic's just gonna scoff at the mighty.
He points at the one that scoffed.
Dominic.
That one? That's Dominic the average at best. Don't worry about him.
I was so expecting D to go, yeah, the mighty old.
That would have been good. I'm gonna steal that. Retcon. The mighty old. Burn! Check out these gains.
Yeah, so that is Dominic. And then that lovely individual over there, her name is Ashrin.
Hello.
And then our wonderful feline friend over there is Ramasha.
I'm gonna take a bow.
Oh my god.
He attempts to bow like you do. Are you Ashrin the something, and Dominic the something, and Ramasha the something?
I am Ramasha the Sea Roamer. With a wink. With a kitty wink.
Meow.
Meow.
I don't really have a title unless Roland would like to give me one.
That would be. I'm sorry. And then I gotta lean in really close. Like, come here. That's Her Majesty Ashrin. And then you gotta bow really deep. Well, yeah.
don't have to bow.
She doesn't.
Don't.
You are not. You can't hear this.
eyes.
You can't hear this. You can't hear this.
Lips.
And that's why I'm covering the mouth. I'm covering the mouth. So she doesn't like people knowing that. So just, But yeah.
Just turns, looks at Ashrin. Your Majesty. That was so low.
Don't. It's a secret. It's a secret. We don't like to let that out, so don't tell anybody, okay?
All right. And then Dominic. That's
I'm
Dominic.
just Dominic.
No, that's Dominic the
Just
Brave.
Dominic.
Dominic the Brave. Because let me tell you a story about when our friend Dominic took out this giant halberd, a giant axe, and attacked a chimera. Do you know what a chimera is?
That's that big ugly thing with 3 heads and it breathes fire!
Yeah! Dominic did this super cool flip with this axe and attacked it. Can't hear a word you're saying.
Oh, yeah?
You were too loud, so
too loud.
the muting thing.
The mic,
Wow,
cut it off.
Dominic the Brave! That's the coolest thing I ever heard!
And I'm gonna look at Dominic and give a wink.
No.
Little one, would you like to see what the chimera did to Ramasha? Just kind of pull back the coat a little bit and showing some of the burned fur.
God, you survived!
We are heroes, little one. We are all mighty in our own way. And it is good to have you among us.
I'm
No.
a hero someday. I can rescue my mom and dad.
There you go. Now, but you need a name and a title. So we could get you the title, but we need to know the name.
Oh. I guess for now, I'm Sasha the Lost. Until I become Sasha the Found.
I like it. Sasha the Lost, soon to be Sasha the Found. All right. Well, Sasha, glad you joined our party. Now, let us go forth on our mission. Hopefully, there will be no dangers and perils, but if there are, can we count on you to help protect this wagon and protect these horses and protect our precious cargo?
of raw terror across his face, and then he's like, that color starts to come back. Yes, of course.
Yeah, all right, let's go.
So
And
I'm
then-
going to offer to hoist the child up onto the wagon. Nah, as the kid is confirmed. Sasha, is this the name that you said?
Yeah.
Sasha the Lost. Sounds a lot like Ramasha. Did you notice this? Scoop.
Scoop.
Scoop. Plop. All right, and
I
then
call
I'm
that the kitty scoop.
fresh scoop.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone? Kitty litter brand? No. Okay, that's fine.
Yep. Yep. No,
no,
I was.
yeah,
Yes,
I got it.
I got you.
You didn't laugh as much as I thought you were going to, and I'm sad now. Thank you. Thank you. All right, and then I'm climbing up on the wagon too, and I'm going full on grandpa mode.
Telling stories.
Telling stories,
Oh, yeah.
getting them involved, getting Sasha involved. Trying
Ashton
to.
would be trying
Go
to
ahead.
find out about his parents because
Yeah.
he made a comment about his parents needing rescuing.
Yeah. Also, is
All
the
right.
wagon covered or open?
It's open.
Okay. Dominic's just gonna lay back on his bag and just watch the sky.
All right.
Since it's a pretty day.
There you go.
So throughout the ride, throughout the day, we're gonna make 3 checks: persuasion or investigation checks. You're each gonna make them with advantage because the rest of the party is helping you. So you're gonna choose 3 people to make either a persuasion or an investigation check. 3 of each of you.
Okay.
Well-
Where is everyone sitting? That's another key.
I'm assuming Sasha is like in the middle, or is in the
Yeah,
middle or
'cause you've
front?
been up front. You've been up front with Tom the whole time, and there is definitely enough room for a small child between you.
Okay.
There was enough
then-
room for an adult to squeeze in between you, so there's definitely enough room.
Yeah.
for-
So then I will say to Sasha once we both get up into the wagon, say, the best view is up front. If you want to sit up there.
My dad used to let me sit up front. Yeah.
Hey, all right, get up there. Come on now.
Ramasha is going to sit right behind Roland, and occasionally, whatever he's whittling, he's going to hold it up to see, for inspection, to see if the kid likes it.
That's one of the things adding advantage to everybody's checks. And then Roland's generally that grandfatherly love sort of thing is definitely helping open things up.
This is my first
And
rodeo.
Ashton would be sitting probably on the other side of, if Ramasha's sitting on one side, Ashton's sitting facing him on the other side, kind of listening and interjecting and correcting Roland when he over exaggerates the stories and things like that.
So there were 5 chimera in this field that we had to defend.
Ashton or Roland, I'm pretty sure there was only one. Now we did find 4 eggs.
My old grandpa brain. I misconstrued that. So thank you for correcting my mistake, Ashton. I appreciate it.
That's what I'm here for.
So anyway,
Would
okay,
it
go
be
on.
possible to grab some scrap leather and make some shoes for the child or no?
I don't know that anyone would have scrap leather
Ooh,
unless you're.
I do. I'm a leather worker.
Okay, all right. So then I guess if you would carry sort of scraps on you, you could make that. Let's see. That'd probably be the same sort of situation where your dexterity is at play because it's going to be with your hands and you're using tools that you are proficient in. So we'll double the proficiency bonus.
Do I even need to roll?
I mean,
Doesn't that give you a plus 12?
You need to roll to find out how good of shoes they are.
It's
Yeah.
a plus
Just
37.
Circle with a cinched bag around the ankle, or are you talking
just
an
leather
actual molded
sandals
shoe?
or yeah.
28.
I
to
rolled
make-
an 18. Do you want me to add it all together?
Let's see what kind of shoes these are. Sure. What's your roll? Or your
It'd be 28 if we're doubling.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
I
You're making
basically
nicer
made
shoes
this
than the
kid
rest
Air
of us.
Jordans.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nice
You
pair
got
of
better shoes than the rest of us
Versace,
now.
some Gucci
But by
boots.
the end of the day, Dominic, between laying down, fiddling around with those leather scraps, this kid's got a pair of shoes and a really cute, well-made wooden toy. And just
So-
happier than a pig in mud.
How far can I go with a wooden toy? Can it be an instrument? Can it be like a flute, or does it have to be like a toy?
Well, you said you were going to make a wooden toy. I would
Yeah.
say an inch.
I rolled a 20 at that point. I mean,
It would take longer than a day.
okay.
I made a transformer.
Unless you want to make like a recorder style flute, like a single.
Yeah,
Like a whistle.
like
Yeah.
basically a whistle and like a
With a
penny
couple
whistle,
of little-
basically.
A what?
Penny whistle.
Sure.
Sure, there we go.
And while I'm like going into grandfather mode and regaling stories, I'm gonna try to, like, kind of like what Ashrin said, like, get information without coming out and being like, "This is what happened to your parents," you know?
Yeah.
Kind of doing like, I was lost once. I was lost for a long time, but I found my way back through the help of my friends. And kind of being like, seeing what happens when I talk about like lost versus like friends that didn't make it, kind of thing. Kind of seeing how to gauge reaction.
All right. So, who wants to make the first check?
I'll make a check.
Go.
All right, persuasion or what was the other one? Investigation.
Investigation, yeah.
Persuasion or investigation.
With advantage because the rest of your party is helping you.
I'm gonna go with persuasion. Do. So 6 or
Come on, big roll.
so 6. So that would be 8.
All right. So the first check is an 8. And so, like, the very first part of the ride, everyone's just kind of sharing their stories, showing Sasha what they're making, talking about their past, and showing those examples. And really, Ramasha is able to gather, and with him sort of taking the spotlight of the conversations as he's, carving his wood and talking a little bit about maybe what he's comfortable sharing with his past and his kids. And he's able to sort of get Sasha to mention that it's been a long time since he saw his parents, and he was very hungry and very cold, and he's glad he met you. And so, who would like to make the second check?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. And then Dominic, you can make the third one.
Okay.
Okay, that's unfortunate. I rolled a 2 and a 3. So that would be a
Does
total
anyone have inspiration?
of
Does
8.
anyone have inspiration that they?
Oh, I do!
I-
I have inspiration. Can I roll one?
Yay!
Okay.
Take it hard!
Nice.
Wait, use your Percy dice.
I am!
Oh no!
Do the
Oh,
grog
God.
dice.
That's not that much better. 6 plus 5 is 11.
All right.
Wow,
Why?
that's better
Why
than
do I
mine.
bother rolling?
I rolled a
Plus
3
5
and a
is good.
6 as well.
Yeah, and so Ashton
Yeah.
is sort of talking about how she lost her parents when she was young, has sort of had to strike out on her own as well, maybe not as young as Sasha is, and her parents didn't go missing, well, her mom didn't go missing. And so Sasha starts to sort of talk about the fact that his parents, like, he lived in the shanty towns outside of his with his parents, and he would go in and out of the city on wagons with his parents. He loved going on the wagons when they were to sell goods and crops and things like that. And that his father loved to go to a bar in the docks, and his mom always helped out in different areas of the docks as well. And that there was a day when he was waiting on the wagon, and both of his parents were off on their errands or their visits for the day, and it came sundown and they still hadn't come home. Or come back to the wagon, because he had gone and got food, hung out with the other kids that he could find around, and got back to the wagon, and still nobody was there. And by the time sundown came, he had to sort of figure out how to get the horses to go back to the house. And then Dominic, are you making persuasion or investigation?
Persuasion. How the hecky? I rolled the same thing for both dice. You freaking kidding me? I'm using my inspiration. Yeah, I'm using my inspiration.
Go for it.
Be inspired.
21.
Jesus.
21! Alright, so as
Put it on the
Dominic
rest of
sort of maybe opens up a little bit about having been on the road since he was young as well, or at least implying it, Sasha's like, yeah, I didn't think I was gonna make it out there. There was a couple of days I stayed at our shack, but when the landlord came to collect the rent, I didn't have any money, and he didn't care about where my parents had gone. He said they were probably off drinking their lives away at the docks and didn't want to take care of a kid anymore. And
With this, Ramash is just instantly going to stop what he's doing and just suddenly get very angry and start to wonder where this landlord is.
and
Yeah, I get a little hot too.
I kind of asked around if anyone had heard or seen from my parents over the course of those few days, and nobody had heard from them. And even my next door neighbor's mom went missing too, and she was I believe she did something down at one of the same taverns that my dad was hanging out at. And after a couple of days, the landlord said he was renting it out to someone else, and I had to leave. And he told me to go to Fraymore because he said people are nicer there and people don't want to take care of a freeloader like me here. So I was trying to get to Fraymore.
Ooh, we are... Ramasha, you and me are on a mission, buddy. You and me are on a mission.
And Roland would know.
Have you
there
ever
are some
helped
more
hang by their...
outside.
Have you ever helped someone hang by their toes?
It's been a while, but I need a refresher on how to hang someone from their toenails. Alright, so, but...
Ashton's gonna do earmuffs for the kid while they're having that conversation.
Yeah.
I didn't really make it that far, and I'd been out in the woods so long, and nobody would help. I mean, I also didn't necessarily ask, but I never found anyone who seemed like they would be willing to help.
Alright. Alright, so at this point, because I'm assuming we haven't really been moving around a lot, like in terms of like in the wagon.
Right.
Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna turn to Dominic and be like, Dominic, come switch with me, and then tell Sasha about how you did that flip and tried to hit that chimera.
You already told the story.
You could tell it better. You could tell it better. Just get up here.
I really can't, but okay.
All right, and then I'm gonna like motion to Ramasha to like let's go to the end of the wagon. And then
Jeff?
I'm gonna
Correct.
Actually, at this point, as well as my, is the flute done?
This would have been the last part of the day, so we could say the flute's being finished up for sure. Yeah, you could give it to him to play.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like kind of correct it for a second, play a couple things on it, and just kind of look at the child and offer it.
And Dominic, you would have the shoes done by now as well. So up, you could also give him the shoes.
All right.
To which he is absolute, like those big eyes again, like.
And yes, I just gave a little child an instrument.
And yes, they look at this flute and they're like.
Dominic.
Tom is so happy.
Oh, he's like, we gotta be on the Sweet Hill support by now.
Yes. Give a small child
Does
a loud...
Ramasha have a tail?
Ramasha does have a tail.
You
Are
want
cats
later.
tails prehensile? Can they move, do things with their
You
tails?
see Dominic taking a match.
Isn't that what prehensile means? You can move it, like you can control it.
Yes, but I don't
means
think
you
it's
can
anything.
Riff with it. That's different.
Oh, okay.
You can
Okay.
move a tail and it not be prehensile. Cats
cats-
cannot have prehensile tail.
Okay, that's what I thought.
All right.
But they can just
So-
like move them around.
Yeah. So at this point, I'm like, Ramasha, let's go to the end of the wagon real quick.
And at the weird look from Dominic, he sort of calms down. He's like, sorry, I got excited.
It's all right. You've got something to be excited about. That's fine.
All right, so
while
Nikes.
they're doing that, while they're going back to the back of the wagon, Ashton's gonna use prestidigitation and clean all the dirt off the kid.
Oh, it looks like I bathed. I remember every single bath I've ever had.
oh,
Oh,
It's not that many.
it doesn't sound like it is.
Small thing.
All right.
nice.
Just like
So-
observing himself, like can't take his eyes off himself.
Wow, even the dirt under the nails is gone. Crazy.
Wow, all the dirt's gone, and I got a new set of
Very good.
Nikes.
Nikes.
All right. All right. So, I like pull Ramasha to like sit down, and I look at him, and I'm like, does that story about his parents going missing and then the neighbor's mom going missing, that sound familiar to you at all?
Yes, it sounds like that woman that had gone missing from the bar.
Yeah.
Either
You're
way.
seeing the connection though, right?
I am very much seeing the connection you are speaking of. I think also we need to connect with this landlord's face.
Yes, that for sure. But I know you have some connections at the docks, so might be time to start kind of pulling some strings, seeing what we can find out, because there's obviously something bigger going on here. And then I'll go and talk to Ogden to see if the city guard has noticed anything like this. But
We
Might
might
be
need
some-
to
might be something
Not-
bigger going on here.
knock some heads. We may not be able to get the information otherwise. I do not have the connections per se, except for the connections, if you know what I mean.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
Roland, you would also sort of remember Ogden has talked about slumlords before in the shanty towns, but he sort of tries to gloss over the actual details, just the fact that the city watch has been trying to crack down on it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
'cause
just
so
going to
I'll-
say this now. If this ends up leading to some kind of human trafficking thing, Ramasha's going to go ballistic. Absolutely burn things ballistic.
fair warning, DM. All right, but I'll go talk to Ogden because I know he's mentioned something about, these shanty towns and the city guard trying to crack down on, slumlords taking advantage of folks like this. But we also have to keep in mind that if there are people going missing, there might be, and I'm trying to say it sensitively, some bigger issue that you might be very familiar with going on as well.
That is also my fear. I'm hoping it is much more enclosed than that.
Well, let's get Sasha somewhere safe, and then you and I will take a midnight stroll to the docks and crack the knuckles, see what we can find out.
I agree. Good idea, my friend.
All right.
And
then-
were you
and
guys
then I'm gonna-
sitting where Ashton would have been able to read your lips for that conversation?
Were you watching?
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't concealing the mouth like I was for the Your Highness
Yeah,
thing. So
I probably
The
would
kids.
have wanted to know, or at least get an idea of what they were saying or talking about.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
kids
I wasn't
facing
covering.
forward, so
Yeah,
If
and
you
I
were
wasn't covering my
watching
mouth
them
like
and
before.
not-
So
Right. If you were watching them and not Dominic and Tom and Sasha, then yeah, you basically saw the entire conversation. And you can
Okay.
gather what they said.
yeah. And then at this point, I'm gonna turn around and be like, Dominic, did you tell Sasha that you ended up missing hitting the Chimera?
But I bet that even the best warriors miss sometimes.
Wise one. Wise one. We
This
might have
one.
to change your name to Sasha the Wise.
I plead the fifth
The fifth what?
I don't know. I heard someone say it once and it sounded pretty cool. So I just sort of took it. What's it mean? Do you know?
My
You're
father
old.
always loved-
You should know.
My father always loved to celebrate
Well.
the fire, Wayne. Always such a great day.
There you go. There you go.
Bonfires all night.
There you go. See? Just ask Sasha the Wise. Sasha the Wise knows what's going on.
There we go.
And since when do you plead? I have never seen Dominic plead before.
Oh, I don't really. It's just a saying. I've heard.
Remember? Dominic the Brave.
No.
Brave.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
No.
So what were you guys? What were you talking about?
Just the plan when we get back into Hazelport. Cause I
Trust
know.
You'll like it.
Yeah. But what the biggest thing I do have to ask Sasha here is, are you a fan of home-cooked meals cooked by probably one of the best cooks in all of Hazelport?
I know you don't mean you found my mom, but I bet they'd be good.
I did say one. I did say one. I said one of. I purposely didn't say. I purposely didn't say the best. I said one of the.
Whoa. Nicely
because-
played, young child.
Well, tell you what. We'll get back to.
More than one best cook. That's okay.
Yeah. That's why I said one of the best. So, when we get back to Hazelport, we'll get you set up with a nice, hearty lunch. Get you settled in, and we will figure out what the next plan is. What the plan is, because the mission is to get you to Hazelport. That's the first part of the mission, and we got to figure out the next part.
Okay, I'll help on the mission.
All right, you do that.
So, yeah. Lost my train of thought. Never mind.
Good talk. Good talk.
Good. Yeah, good.
It's actually.
Good.
I will just assume you said dinner because it's sort of like sundown by the time you are coming into those shantytown areas of Hazelport on the edges of the city. The trees and the fields have given way. You did go past the turnoff to get to Honeydew Farm if you had wanted to, but you were headed towards the city, and Tom was headed towards the city. And
Speaking of Tom, does Tom know who the landlords are out here?
over the course of the conversation, he would have also put in his 2 cents that those damn slumlords are only out for money. All they give a crap about is getting their, couple of copper from the people who can't even spare it. Things like that.
Any names?
He doesn't associate with them.
Good man.
Good man.
But still, damn.
I'd have to paint Tom in a different light if he did.
They would be the aristocrats. They would be those higher levels, the people that live in the valleys and don't have and look down on everyone else, or the people that live in the new district and look down on others.
As we're going through, Sasha, could you point out where your home was?
Well, you can't see it from the road, but he sort of points to a group of shacks. If you go down that way, it was down there, but the new folks have been living there at least a few weeks. I think that's how long I've been gone.
Gonna turn to Roland. Is that something that you could find out? Who owns those?
You know it. Oh, you know it.
Good.
I'll go talk to Ogden. Ogden will have a list, I'm sure. So
Ogden is a good lad.
he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Speaking of Ogden, as we come up to the walls of Hazelport, amongst the bustling and hustling, the familiar face that looks a whole lot like Roland greets you. Hey, you made it back just on time.
And boy, do we have a story, 2, 3, 4 stories for you, Ogden.
Grandma will be thrilled about that.
Yeah. By the way, I've got to introduce you to the newest member of our party. And I'm going to turn, I'm like, this is Sasha the Wise.
The face.
Hey there, Sasha. You're looking pretty wise to me.
Haha, you look like the old guy.
That would be something like a 7-year-old would say. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then, he's looking at. He's like, "Wow, you look really cool, and all the city watchmen look really cool in their armor. It's really cool to see you up close."
Yeah. But by the way, speaking of Ogden, I'm not sure when your shift ends today, but if you could swing by the house, gotta have a bit of a conversation with you about something Sasha the Wise here told us about.
Well, I'll be back before. I'm off around dinner time, so I'll be a little bit late, but I'll be home for dinner.
All right, sounds good.
Food is starting to sound wonderful.
Yes, everybody's.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Why don't let's have some fun. Who would love to surprise my wife by having a big old feast at our house tonight? Who's in?
Unannounced feast.
Yeah.
She's gonna love it.
Like, are you sure Natasha's gonna like that? That's a big party.
Are we going to help?
Yeah.
If you want to help, you can.
I think we ought to at least swing by the market.
The feast.
You know what?
Tom's like, "Oh, folks, I can bring you to the Cozy Salmon. That's where I'm getting out. So you'll have to walk through the city from there."
And that's fine. Very much appreciated once again for the ride. We can pay you for the ride again as needed. And yeah, shaking hands.
No need. You healed my horses. You kept me safe along the way, and I didn't lose any money. So that's enough of a payment.
All right, that's fair. All right, well, you take us to the Cozy Salmon, and we'll walk the rest of the way.
Yep. So as you enter the gates of Hazelport, you come onto that. It's almost like those highway visitor centers type of thing. That the Cozy Salmon is sort of that in this age. And so Tom lets you off, and Sasha's still looking all around and says goodbye to Tom. He's sticking very close to Roland.
All right, and I turn to Ashrin and say, The Gilded Hammer should still be open. She's not gonna close up for another little bit, so we could go in and at least prep her. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
All right.
It'll be fine.
I know it's a lot of people to be unexpected dinner guests.
Yeah, but you gotta realize, she only ever cooks for, like, me and Ruby. So having a full feast, especially with you there, and Ramasha there, Sasha the Wise, our good friend Dominic the Brave, she will be... Her excitement for throwing a party will outweigh her being annoyed at me.
You hope. You hope
Tugs
there,
on your
sir.
cloak, Ashrin, and he's like, don't worry, Ashrin, I won't eat much.
Oh, honey, darling, you're a growing boy. You need to eat plenty. You probably need to eat more than I do, honestly.
I'm gonna get down on one knee. Yeah. I'm gonna get down on one knee and just kind of meet Sasha's gaze.
I'm going to tell you a secret. I would recommend eating as much as you can. It really makes her happy.
And Natasha's a really good cook. I just don't want her to be surprised. At least too surprised. Some surprises are good, but...
Hey, honey, I'm gonna invite like 5 people over to the house. Okay, bye.
Yeah, exactly.
You also would remember that you did tell Natasha that it was only going to be 3 to 4 days, and this is the end of the 4th day.
Oh.
See? But just perfect timing.
So she might be planning on it already.
Perfect timing.
Sure. Fair.
This might be a good spot for a break, too.
Oh, yes, it is definitely break time. Sorry about that, folks. Let's do that. Let's all go get a stretch, water, bathroom, whatever you gotta do, and we will see you back very shortly. Check out our clips while we're gone.
Clips.
Cockney rhyming speak, so I have something. I'm gonna butcher it, so I apologize ahead of time.
Yes,
so I'm going to respond. I'm gonna respond. We're having a butchers for some real bucks that have been off-inching some bees and honey. These tea leaves have been showing their boats around the frog and scoppering off. There's been some real bonny over it. We're helping out the ducks and geese to stay out of a flowery dell, and you'd be a real treat, Todd, if you could pass along any brass tacks.
Looks at you, Morag.
It wasn't about taking away your choices. It was about putting magic in the right hands.
Nice. I like it.
Nice.
Hat off.
Very second. Now I want to hear that in Dominic's voice.
Yeah.
I will gladly give you a hug if you please sneeze and
Oh, bugger. Shh.
Cockney rhyming speak, so I have something. I'm going to butcher it, so I apologize ahead of time.
Yes,
So I'm going to
yes.
respond. I'm going to respond. We're having a butchers for some real bucks that have been off-inching some bees and honey. These tea leaves have been showing their boats around the frog and scoffering off. There's been some real bonny over it. We're helping out the ducks and geese to stay out of a flowery dell, and you'd be a real treat to Todd if you could pass along any brass tacks.
Looks at you, Morag.
it wasn't about taking away your choices. It was about putting magic in the right hands.
Nice. I like it.
Nice.
Hat off.
Very second. Now I want to hear that in Dominic's voice.
Yeah.
I will gladly give you a hug if you please sneeze into this jar. Thank you.
Cause we feel alright, let me build up your might as I sing my song. Care to sing along? I'll be doing this till you knock 'em down, or the songs run out, or the songs run out.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'm so inspired right now.
Yeah. But you got to perform, but outside of that,
Absolutely. My inspo makes all the rolls less hard, and you all can thank this bard. And you're damn right. I pulled that card, and I could teach you what I have in charge.
Woo!
Round of applause. Round of applause.
Give him a hand.
A hand.
Y'all were like, whoa, what are you doing? So,
Yeah.
21.
That's fair. Jesus.
Oh.
On a stealth check?
It's +7.
this little boy
Jesus.
has a mission.
Oh,
today,
for
apparently.
dexterity.
How do you have so many huge pluses?
And so just
I've
to
got
be
a
clear,
lot of
Dee,
huge
you're, like,
things that you
literally
don't know
right.
about.
That needs to be clipped.
Good job.
Y'all,
Or multi-classing to tie into your character development. Oh, we lost Bill. Oh, now he's back. To tie into your character development, to tie into the story that's happening that you may or may not have control over. Like, the stuff that happened that made that happen was more...
And that's perfect.
Ever.
I'm completely off the rails. That's amazing. I love it.
Hashtag new profile pic.
all right. So,
Those are fight words.
are we showing Dominic to your room or going out for dinner? And
Yeah,
then,
show me to your room, Patty.
Caddy Daddy.
Wow. Wow. Glad it wasn't me
What
this
just
time.
happened?
I'm innocent. I'm innocent this time.
I
Not
told
me.
you I'm sleep deprived.
And he's out of earshot at this point.
I'm just gonna yell back, thank you!
Bye.
Bang bang!
With my gauntlets. I'm not petty at all.
Nope. Not at all. Why don't you go on and head down to my office? I got some I want to discuss with you, just to, clear up timelines and whatnot. Duncan's like,
I don't like that.
Duncan's like, yeah, sure. I mean, makes sense. I was gone for a while, and I show up without it. Yeah, so it makes sense. Deviant's like, I appreciate that. Gives him a pat on the back.
Yeah, the music sounds great, but I can't hear you at all. Oh, there it is.
So that was.
Oh no, so they didn't hear the
Rostrum!
Professional streamer.
absolutely professional.
Yeah.
That is what we do.
I want to do this for real when I grow up.
Cockney rhyming speak, so I have something. I'm going to butcher it, so I apologize ahead of time.
Yes,
So I'm going to respond. I'm going to respond. We're having a butchers with some real bucks that have been off-inching some bees and honey. These tea leaves have been showing their boats around the frog and scoffering off. There's been some real bonny over it. We're helping out the ducks and geese to stay out of a flowery dell, and you'd be a real treat to Todd if you could pass along any brass tacks.
Looks at you, Morag.
It wasn't about taking away your choices. It was about putting magic in the right hands.
Nice. I like it.
Nice.
Hat off.
Thank you.
Very second. Now I want to hear that in Dominic's voice.
Yeah.
I will gladly give you a hug if you please sneeze into this jar. Thank you.
Cause we feel alright, let me build up your might as I sing my song. Care to sing along? I'll be doing this till you knock 'em down, or the songs run out, or the songs run out.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm so inspired right now.
Yeah. But you got to perform, but outside of that,
Absolutely. My inspo makes so the rolls less hard, and you all can thank this bard. And you're damn right. I pulled that card and I could teach you.
Woo!
Round of applause. Round of applause.
Give him a hand.
And
Y'all were like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" So,
21.
That's fair. Jesus.
Oh.
On a stealth check?
It's +7.
this little boy
Jesus.
has a mission.
Oh,
today,
for
apparently.
dexterity.
How do you have so many huge pluses?
And so, just
I've
to
got
be
a
clear,
lot of
Dee,
huge
you're, like,
things that you
literally
don't know
right.
about.
That needs to be clipped.
Good job.
Y'all.
Or multi-classing to tie into your character development. Oh, we lost Bill. Oh, now he's back. To tie into your character development and to tie into the story that's happening that you may or may not have control over. Like, the stuff that happened that made that happen was more...
And that's perfect.
Ever.
I'm completely off the rails. That's amazing. I love it.
Hashtag new profile pic. Art.
All right, so
Those are fighting words.
are we showing Dominic to your room or going out for dinner? And
Yeah,
then...
show me to your room, Patty.
Caddy Daddy.
Wow. Wow. Glad it wasn't me this time. I'm innocent. I'm innocent this time.
I
Not
told
me.
you I'm sleep deprived.
And he's out of earshot at this point.
I'm just gonna yell back, thank you!
Bye.
Bang bang!
With my gauntlets. I'm not petty at all.
Nope. Not at all. Why don't you go on and head down to my office? I got some I want to discuss with you, just to, clear up timelines and whatnot. Duncan's like,
I don't like that.
Duncan's like, yeah, sure. I mean, makes sense. I was gone for a while, and I show up without it. Yeah, so it makes sense. Deviant's like, I appreciate that. Gives him a pat on the back.
Yeah, the music sounds great, but I can't hear you at all. Oh, there it is.
So that was.
Oh no, so they didn't hear the
pro stream.
Professional streamer.
Absolutely professional.
Yeah.
That is what we do.
I want to do this for real when I grow up.
Cockney rhyming speak. So I have something. I'm going to butcher it, so I apologize ahead of time.
Yes!
So I'm going to respond. I'm going to respond. We're having a butchers with some real bucks that have been off-inching some bees and honey. These tea leaves have been showing their boats around the frog and scoppering off. There's been some real bonny over it. We're helping out the ducks and geese to stay out of a flowery dell, and you'd be a real treat to Todd if you could pass along any brass tacks.
Looks at you, Morag.
It wasn't about taking away your choices. It was about putting magic in the right hands.
Nice. I like it.
Nice.
Hat off.
Thank you.
Very second, Jason.
Now I want to hear that in Dominic's voice.
Yeah.
I will gladly give you a hug if you please sneeze into this jar. Thank you.
Cause we feel alright, let me build up your might as I sing my song. Care to sing along? I'll be doing this till you knock 'em down, or the songs run out, or the songs run out.
Yay!
Yeah!
I'm so inspired right now.
Yeah. But you gotta perform, but outside of that,
Absolutely. My inspo makes so the roll's less hard, and you all can thank this bard. And you're damn right. I pulled that card, and I could teach you.
Woo!
Round of applause. Round of applause.
Give him a hand.
A hand.
Y'all were like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" So.
Yeah.
21.
That's fair. Jesus.
Oh.
On a stealth check?
It's +7.
This little boy
Jesus.
has a mission.
Oh,
today,
for
apparently.
dexterity.
How do you have so many huge pluses?
And so just
I've
to
got
be
a
clear,
lot of
Dee,
huge
you're, like,
things that you don't
literally
know about.
That needs to be clipped.
Good job.
Y'all.
Or multi-classing to tie into your character development. Oh, we lost Bill. Oh, now he's back. To tie into your character development and to tie into the story that's happening that you may or may not have control over. Like, the stuff that happened that made that happen was more...
And that's perfect.
Ever.
Completely off the rails. That's amazing. I love it. That's
Hashtag new profile pic. Art.
All right, so
Those are fight words.
are we showing Dominic to your room or going out for dinner? And
Yeah,
then...
show me to your room, Hattie.
Catty Daddy.
Wow. Wow. Glad it wasn't me this time. I'm innocent. I'm innocent this time.
I
Not
told
me.
you I'm sleep deprived.
And he's out of earshot at this point.
I'm just gonna yell back, thank you!
Bye.
Bang bang!
With my gauntlets. I'm not petty at all.
Nope. Not at all. Why don't you go on and head down to my office? I got some I want to discuss with you, just to, clear up timelines and whatnot. Duncan's like,
I don't like that.
Duncan's like, yeah, sure. I mean, makes sense. I was gone for a while, and I show up without it. Yeah, so it makes sense. Deviant's like, I appreciate that. Gives him a pat on the back.
Yeah, the music sounds great, but I can't hear you at all. Oh, there it is.
So that was
Oh no, so they didn't hear the
professional streamer.
Absolutely professional.
Yep.
That is what we do.
I want to do this for real when I grow up.
Cockney rhyming speak, so I have something. I'm gonna butcher it, so I apologize ahead of time.
Yes,
so I'm going to respond. I'm gonna respond. We're having a butchers with some real bucks that have been off-inching some bees and honey. These tea leaves have been showing their boats around the frogs and scoppering off. There's been some real bonny over it. We're helping out the ducks and geese to stay out of a flowery dell, and you'd be a real treat to Todd if you could pass along any brass tacks.
Looks at you, Morag.
It wasn't about taking away your choices. It was about putting magic in the right hands.
Nice. I like it.
Nice.
Hat off.
Thank you.
Very second. Now I want to hear that in Dominic's voice.
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, everyone.
Always.
Welcome back. We hope you had a nice break. You got a stretch, got a drink of water, went to the bathroom, got a snack, whatever you needed to do to take care of you. We hope you got it done. We did the same, and we hope that you are ready for some more D&D.
You guys did the same. I got told off by someone's mom.
It's all you just get it under control. Just clean it up.
So we left our party coming into Hazelport with the wide-eyed young boy, Sasha, and they were dropped off at the Cozy Salmon by Tom. The party was talking about gathering together maybe some things to help Natasha, but Roland was also assuring everyone that Natasha was expecting them and probably already has a dinner that's going to be ready.
Sure. That's what I assumed.
And so the group is sort of making their way through the market square and then down back towards the
detour till the Gilded Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Because she usually closes right around dinner time, so I'm hoping I'm catching her like while she's still open.
Okay.
Yeah, and Ashton is gonna swing by a bakery as they're going through the market and just grab some pastry dessert thing to be a good guess.
Yep. All right.
Here, Natasha, I'm sorry I stole your husband for 4 days. Here you go.
If that's the case, and Ramash is also going to buy a wheel of cheese.
Ooh, cheese. All right, so
I imagine Ramasha coming back with a dead mouse and being like, "Pah."
I made this for you.
I got this.
Each one of you make a straight D20 roll to see how close to exactly what you're hoping for you find.
Okay. It's not gonna go
dying.
well.
I'm dying.
Do I roll for this
see
for
them.
not getting Natasha mad at me?
We'll get there.
Okay.
Ooh, 19.
4.
All right. So
You stop at the
Asher-
nasty pasty.
That's not on the way. We specifically said the market square.
You got lost.
Looking for something a little more decadent or dessert-like, but you're able to find some nice croissants, and you're able to find a dozen of them.
Croissant.
Not so bad.
And Ramasha, you are able to find a large wheel of whatever cheese you're looking for.
That's nacho cheese.
That's nacho cheese. Some Parmesan or some
Some Gouda.
We're gonna go with some Parmesan because that's probably the most expensive, most difficult one. To
It's also a
find.
hard cheese that keeps a long time.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what.
Look at you.
All right, so the croissants.
Well, hold on. What's Dominic getting, if anything?
I
Scolded.
didn't know we were supposed to get something, and he just like runs off to the market.
So
Wait,
Ramasha,
crap. You rolled high.
yeah. Ashrin, that's gonna run you 1 silver for the dozen croissants. And Ramasha, it's gonna run you 2 gold for the wheel of cheese.
Oh, I was expecting more than that.
I rolled an 18. I would like to find a necklace.
Jewelry at the market.
Damn.
Okay.
Jewelry.
I'm a young man. It's the only thing I know that women like.
Alright, so you see a stall that's selling trinkets. And so you sort of walk up to the shopper and they're like, "Oh, darling, what are you looking for?
A lizard.
Something for your admirer?"
No, it would be for a friend, but she's a lady.
A lady friend. Let's see. She starts the little shop attendant sort of gives off vibes of like the bag lady from the labyrinth, the lady in the trash heap. So
Okay.
but she has a little bit more of an elegant voice. And she's like, I know I've got something here somewhere.
If I were the DM, I would totally be like, "There's a golden lizard right there."
Yeah, I do. I have this little silver bracelet, and I have this beaded necklace. And so the necklace looks like probably it's very beautiful, but even you can tell it's not gems. It's more like stones.
Well, she works with her hands, so I don't know if a bracelet would be best, but that one is prettier. Which do you suggest?
Someone that works with their hands. Well, if you want them to think of the gift often, you should get the bracelet, because then every time they use their hands, they'll see it.
Alright, but if it ends up in a pie, it's on you. How much?
No, minor.
This silver bangle, it weighs, let's say, this would be 2 silver.
He hands it to silver.
Alright, and so it's this carved silver bangle bracelet.
Okay.
With just like sort of geometric triangle, sort of like hash marks or whatever.
Dwarven symbols.
It's just a repeated pattern of like triangles, sort of diamond marks, as if someone had taken a flat edge and gone.
Very cool.
All right, everyone has gathered some peace offerings, and Sasha's looking around. He's like, "Do I need a gift for the host of the dinner?"
You are the gift, young one.
He looks a little concerned.
No.
She's gonna be so thrilled to meet you that I don't think you're gonna have to worry at all.
My apologies. Common is not my first language.
All right.
That's the first any of you have heard that.
Yeah.
That's true.
That is true, actually. All right. So, I guess we is the Gilded Hammer still open?
The streetlights are just getting lit, so you know she would be just about to close up as all of you go bounding through the door.
Okay,
and
bounding.
you hear. Well, I mean, you're kind of piled.
Ha-ha!
There's a lot of you.
We're all like Mario. Doink!
So the bell dings as you open the door and everybody walks in, and Natasha sort of looks up and you hear the voice of Ruby, and she's like, "Welcome on into the Papa!" And she runs and just jumps on you.
Big old hug. Hey, kiddo, how you doing?
Natasha comes out, sort of taking her gloves off. She's like, "Oh, aren't you a sight for sore eyes?"
So are you, sweetheart. Ruby, I've added some new stories.
Can't wait to hear them.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So, hey, honey. So, you remember how we talked about having a big feast for us when we were coming back from the adventure, and I was gonna help you cook, and it was gonna be such a great time, right?
I think that might have been a conversation you had in your dreams, darling, but I did plan on having dinner to celebrate you coming home, so you're lucky you came home on time.
There you go. See?
I've had
what
something going in the stew pot all day, and we just have to make up a couple sides.
What did I say, everyone? Isn't she's the perfect timing, and she's the greatest. Well, I just I do have one change though. We are going to be adding an extra seat at the table, and then I'm going to turn and be like, may I introduce Sasha the Wise?
Natasha lays eyes on this little child who seems very shy, very scared, and she's like, oh, Roland Longbeard, what have you gotten yourself into this time?
Well...
And she sort of kneels down. Nice to meet you, Sasha the Wise. Are you hungry? And Sasha's like, mm-hmm.
And then,
It's a good thing I brought cheese.
Yeah, see, we didn't come empty-handed.
Yes, we know you got. That'll last us all year.
Cheese for everyone.
Hashtag if you know, you know.
And then I will pull like Natasha aside for a sec and say, Sasha's parents went missing. We quite literally found them on the side of the road, covered in dirt. They said they'd been on their own for like weeks. So, what am I gonna do? You know?
And they're from here?
Yeah, they're from one of the shanty towns.
Ramash's eyes gonna start twitching.
Ogden's captain already mentioned that he's about ready to go crazy and feel like he can't even do his job. There's been people going missing left and right, but never out of the valleys.
Yeah, well, me and Ramasha might be... I feel bad for doing this again, especially since we just got back, but me and Ramasha might be taking a little trip tonight. But
gonna elbow Roland really hard at that point.
Ow!
Roland, you just walked in my door!
But, hear me out. Ramasha brought cheese. And look at that, that's the good cheese. You know, we don't always spring for the good cheese. He's spring for the good cheese.
Us all here. But that cheese is not as valuable as my husband. She sort of pokes you in the bitch as she says it.
Ow! Okay, that's fair. But hey, look, we've found a connection about some of these people going missing, and we just need to. I want to talk to Ogden about it, obviously, before we do anything. And I'm gonna like look at Sasha, and then kind of look back at Natasha and go, "We got him."
Leave town without telling me first.
Wouldn't dare dream of it.
I'm not.
Yeah, like, yeah. Honey, where did that accent come from?
I've been practicing my impressions.
I don't know. And I would
clip that, please.
And I would say I wouldn't dream of it. I wouldn't dream of it. There's no one else I care about as much as you.
As long as you don't go running off on me, we can talk about what's going on for sure.
Right, but what we need to do first is get Sasha the Wise. Sasha the Wise, a hearty meal.
Sasha the Wise, Sasha the Full.
Well, Ruby, you can finish up cutting the till, right? So you got it, Mom. I was just finished up cooling off the forge, so I'm ready to go home and check on dinner. It'll probably be another 30 minutes or so before everything's ready anyway, so get washed up and figure out where Sasha's going to be sleeping.
Yep. Don't worry, we'll get that figured out. And I'm gonna turn and be like, "Well, you heard the boss, lady. Let's get going."
So, what of this chimera?
Holy cow! Holy cannoli! I don't know if we have cannolis in Ocerrya, but holy cannoli! Dominic, and Ramash. That is a story we're gonna tell over dinner. It's gonna be great.
Then you all came back in one piece, so I take it it's a good one.
Oh,
For the
the
most part.
best. The best. Still not as good as the Wyvern story, but still pretty good.
Oh my god.
All right. So as you make your way out of the Gilded Hammer, regaling Natasha with stories, Ruby making you promise that you're going to tell all those stories again at dinner because she needs to finish closing up the till. She's now literally, you can tell, she's rushing the count to be done. And as you get home and Natasha's making a fuss of getting all your stuff put away and finishing up dinner, she takes Sasha into the kitchen with her and she's like, you can come and help me. I need some help peeling potatoes. And Sasha happily is just like, absolutely.
The first thing I do when we get home is I take the Warhammer and I hang it back up over the mantle.
And Natasha notices.
Yep.
And she seems relaxed at that action, and that's when she's like, why don't you come help me peel some potatoes and carrots? And so she takes Sasha into the kitchen, and in the middle of, you are just sort of getting your stuff put away. Ogden and Ruby both are coming in to see what's up, and Ogden's got a bag in his arms that has a couple of baguettes sticking out of it, like longer loaves of bread. And Ruby comes in, hangs up her coat, and she's like, Dad, I have to hear about the Chimera.
In a minute. Why don't, okay, so I gotta, time out, I gotta roleplay this right second. I will absolutely tell you about the Chimera story, but first, Ramasha and I need to steal your brother for a minute. Gotta ask him about something. And I kind of
step forward and be like, you're not gonna leave me out of whatever it is you all are talking about. Just so you know. I saw what you and Ramasha were saying, and if you're gonna investigate anything in the docks...
Shh.
I'm just saying...
Dad,
you keep talking about just the two of you, just so you know, we're all in this
Dominic's gonna go, wait, what are we doing?
Oh my...
Where
are we going?
Ruby's walking up to the shelf. Ruby's walking up to the shelf with the tankards, and she's like, Dad, Ogden talks to me about work all the time. Let's have some drinks and talk about what's going on. And she starts setting the table with mugs.
And I look at Ogden and I go, you do? Isn't that city business? I
don't tell state secrets and stuff like that.
All right,
sure, it's a problem day, Dad.
Ramasha's just kind of chuckle. Roland, I see that the apple has not fallen far from the tree.
No, for better or for worse, it has not.
And so Ruby's grabbing mugs and drinks, and Ogden's sort of sitting down, taking off his armor, putting away his stuff by the door. He's like, "What's up, Pops?"
Well, so our ally Sasha the Wise there is actually a kid from one of the shanty towns that we picked up alongside the road. They said that their parents went missing, what was that, a few weeks ago, right, guys?
Mm-hmm. A lot of reports about that.
Yeah, just literally, they went into town, they came into Hazelport to, do their job for the day or whatever, and then just never came back.
I need my blue book.
And then the kid, and then the kid said that the neighbor parent, their neighbor, same thing. Mom went out for a job, never came back. What we are looking to do is how would you put it, Ramasha? We're looking to investigate. Well, how would you put it, Ramasha?
I missed most of that, but I'm assuming on what was just said.
We are going to need to.
Actually, wait. What was the exact topic? Were you talking about the landlord, or were you talking about
Just the overall plan. The overall plan in the
The
docks.
disappearances
Okay.
of people.
Yeah,
in the
I didn't
slums
mention the
and
slum
things,
lords yet. I just was talking more about the disappearances. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, look, there might be something underfoot. We wish to get these under control. There seem to be a lot of disappearances. Especially considering my side line of work, if you will, seems to be aligned with such a adventure.
Well, the Guppy's been worried about this for a few months now. There's been folks going missing left and right. I mean, and it's never anyone, unfortunately, that is considered very important, other than to the people that love them. There's been people that go missing in broad daylight, there's been people who go missing in the night, and it's mostly coming out of the docks and the shanty towns. And
Interesting.
it's easy for that to happen. Things disappear there, people disappear there. But
Who
the
is
Guppy-
investigating these?
Well, the Guppy, Pops, you know about the Guppy. You would know of the old constable of one of the oldest constables in Hazelport. He's Constable Grindlethorpe. Thistlepine. He's a gnome, and he's a very old gnome who has been watching over the city for a long time, especially part of the old district and the docks. And he doesn't take crap. He doesn't take bribes. He doesn't take corruption. And he doesn't feel like he can retire until he knows what's going on. He was supposed to retire almost a year ago.
Well, we will see if we can not help him retire. In the meantime, this seems like an individual we should probably go meet. There is someone who knows what's going on, and we will find them.
Right.
And we will ask them some questions. They cannot hide.
Yeah, we also want to have a conversation with at least the landlord for Sasha's residence, because
those
we have some choice words and maybe some choice actions for them.
Yeah, there's probably a record of who owns each building over at City Hall.
Oh, good.
The problem is, none of those slumlords keep records of their tenants, just their accounting.
That's okay.
That is.
We'll
that
find
is
out
an
if
us
landlords
problem.
can. We'll find out if the landlord can swim.
Pops, you know you can't cause any problems that are against the law.
I don't know. Hey, look. As far as we know, as far as this is starting off as a conversation and perhaps a persuasion into maybe reconsidering some of the policies that this particular landlord may have.
Well, I can see tomorrow when I go to do my check-ins if I can ask Percy over at the desk to find out if he can get me a list of the owners of those shanty towns. Which area was it? The north part of town or the south? North
It
wall or
was the
south
northern
wall?
part of the town. Yeah, because Sasha pointed it out right when we first got in. So yeah, it's one of the northern shanty towns.
Right on the wall there. Yeah, I bet I know which guy that is.
Well,
all right,
which
we
guy
owned a
is
bunch
it?
of those.
All right, Ramasha, and I'm gonna pat Ramasha on the shoulder and be like, that will be a tomorrow problem. Today,
I promise you, my friend, I'm not looking to unalive him. I'm just looking to help him rearrange his way of speaking.
Organs.
All right. Sorry.
Ramasha, are you going back to your regular place tonight?
I need to go there at least to check in with something.
Well, you had a couple folks check in. You know, I have connections in town, and so there was a couple folks checked in off the docks, off the incoming boats today that said that they were making a connection with you, that they were here on business with you. So I assume that there are folks meeting you from your island or something like that, right?
Yes. Did you meet them yourself?
No, I just heard that they checked in and that your name was attached. So I'd assume if y'all stay at the same place, they'll be waiting for you there.
I'll make sure to investigate. Thank you very much.
If you're anticipating people, should I find somewhere else to sleep?
You do not have to, no. We have arrangements for sure. If you wish to stay, you can, of course.
Alright.
See if there's room at my boarding house as well. It's just around the corner from here. It's pretty close.
Dominic's like, I don't want to stay with a kitty man. Go with a pretty lady.
No bats tonight.
No bats tonight.
And you would know, Ramasha would know that his friends wouldn't have come in and been like, we're going to stay in Ramasha's room. That they would probably have their own rooms.
Yeah. And I have a thought too, and I'm like, so one more thing, Ogden. I had a question. Ashen, help me out with this. We had found some items that someone had gotten from, what was that place called? The Ugly Pasty. What was that place called?
It was that terrible pie shop in the docks that we sent you people to for jokes.
Yeah,
it's called, I think the nasty pasty or something.
Yeah,
like that.
What do you know about that place? I mean, we know that place just sells terrible pies, but do you know anything else that goes on there?
Are you kidding me? I mean, I've never had a bad pastry from that place. Every time we make our rounds,
do not tell your mother. Do not tell your mother you say that. Do not tell your mother you say that. She might disown you.
Hey, Pop,
She might disown
I'm
you.
way more active than you are, man. He's
I'm
like
just saying.
muscling you around.
Yeah. I know. I just say it.
I all day. I don't feel bad about it.
All right, whatever.
and
But anyway, what do you know about that?
Ogden,
Go ahead.
You get good pies from there. You and your coworkers.
Anytime
get good
we've
pies
ever
from there.
made our rounds around there, we always get something light, fluffy. They taste pretty good. I've heard people complain about it, but that lady, I mean, she's not a ray of sunshine or anything like that, but I've never had any problems with her, and her food's pretty good as far as I've seen.
Interesting. I've smelled rotten fish that smelled better than the things coming out of that.
I'm willing to bet your station gets you a little bit of maybe the best pies of the bunch from what I've heard from that place.
Yeah, we've never heard a problem out of there. She also keeps an eye out. She's been able to let us know about a couple of the missing folks as well.
Interesting. Well, that is certainly a different perspective than what I had. So it sounds like we're going to be making a stop there tomorrow as well.
I would definitely like to stop there. That those items we got from our goblin friend came from there apparently. So
yeah,
Dominic's
Like
just
that.
confused. He has no idea what's happening.
Yeah, she's a nice lady. I mean, there's some folks that leave there unhappy. There's a bunch of people that come in asking for her little joke pudding pie called strawberry excrement, and it looks like a little poo on a pie.
Yeah.
But that one tastes
I've
good.
heard that.
That one tastes real good. And I mean, I usually just end up with something like a beignet, like, you know, those chocolate stuff, fluffy little pastries. Oh, they're so good. I've never had a single problem there. And like I said, she's no, like, you know, Mother Hubbard. She ain't looking to give anybody a deal, but she's never been a problem. She's always cooperative.
Interesting. Good to know. Good to know.
Dominic heaves a little bit at the thought of strawberry excrement, just thinking about the goblin snot and the chimera's bane.
He's like, why am I always around gross things?
He's just like...
Poop in a pie crust.
That's why you were so upset on it.
Great.
Nah. All right. Well, sounds like we're gonna have a full agenda in front of us tomorrow, folks.
And at that, unless you want to make sure there's something private you want to say first. So as he's saying, well, it sounds like we're going to have a pretty full agenda for us tomorrow, folks. Boom, kitchen doors burst open. Natasha and with Sasha right behind her both have sort of platters that is used normally for carrying a bunch of dishes of food out. And as you've been talking, Ruby and probably Ashrin would have been setting the table. Anything else that was needed, just because it was like sort of habit, because you've probably eaten here before, Ashrin.
Yep. Part of the routine.
And so, well, I hope your agenda's not so full that you're going to be taken off, Mr. Longbeard, as Natasha walks out with this sort of
I wouldn't dream of it, darling. Just some conversations we need to have about a woman and her pastry. We'll leave it at that.
While the conversation was going on and while they were setting the tables, Dominic is going to ask Ashrin where Natasha normally sits and put the bracelet on her plate.
So it'd probably be both heads of the table, Roland and Natasha.
Yeah. Her on one side, me on the other, yeah.
Well, right, but I don't want it to be on your plate.
As like her nap or on her
Why not? Point. Like, I assume Roland's gonna sit, like, kind of over by where the hammer is, and then so Natasha's on the other end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and behind Natasha's seat is a beautiful breastplate that looks a lot like Roland's and Ogden's, that is stamped with a small anvil and a hammer, and that is inlaid with gold. And so, did you set this just on her plate? Did you use it as like a napkin ring?
Just on the plate.
Okay. So as she comes out with this tray, she's like, "Yeah, like, you better not be planning on leaving, Mr. Longbeard."
I wouldn't dream of it, darling.
Setting plates on the table. Sasha's like, "Look what we made!" And so there, she's
that
sitting
looks
out
delightful.
with them. Ruby's like, "What a good helper you are!" And she starts taking plates from them. So everyone's sort of settling down, and as Natasha finishes and sets the trays aside from Sasha, she goes to sit down and looks around and looks just light in her eyes, knowing that her family is safe and home. And that includes Ashrin, and is starting to include Dominic and Ramasha, and just that everyone is safe and sound. New little boy that she's been able to sort of take under her wing right away. And you can sort of tell she's got her cheeks were red with happiness that it really went well in the kitchen. And she looks down at her plate. She's like, "What is this? Are you trying to butter me up, Mr. Longbeard?"
I kind of stand up and look, and I go, no? I love you, darling, but that wasn't me. And I kind of start looking around suspiciously.
It's just supposed to be a thank you.
Oh, her eyes just sort of well up with tears. She's actually, you saw this look in a more negative way on Roland's face when he was calling you by the wrong name. And she's like, "You're such a sweetheart. I so appreciate it." And she slips it on, and it seems to fit perfect for a dwarf.
Welcome.
I am staring daggers through Dominic right now.
Voice cracks, "You're welcome," looks at Roland. No, I'm just kidding. Am I sitting near Roland? Can I be sitting near Roland?
Sure.
Okay, I'm just gonna be like right next to you, and I'm just gonna like kick your leg under the table.
Still
looks like
staring.
You found a pretty good bunch to hang out with, Mr. Longbeard.
Yep, sure did.
And they brought you home safe and sound and all in one piece.
Yep, sure did.
Sure did.
And everyone's sort of digging in at that point. What's that? Yeah. Ruby laughs and she's like, "Well, that's a toast if I ever saw one." She holds up her drink and everyone toasts, and Sasha's like excited, just this like light in his eyes that you had not seen on the road, where he feels safe. Everyone is enjoying a meal, probably singing songs. The conversation, I'm assuming, stays pretty light with Natasha around.
Mm-hmm. Sasha.
And Natasha.
Both.
And Natasha,
I would
yeah.
imagine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, both.
Natasha and Sasha.
Yep. Full on Roland story mode. pretty much regaling everything that happened with, I'm sure, the group correcting me at times when I over-exaggerated. There were 20 goblins there. There were 20 of them.
Like, there was kind of close to 20. I think it was like 15 or something.
We got a
That
solid
sounds not
dozen,
far off.
at least a dozen, if not 15, yeah.
And Ramasha
good.
with the Chimera, that Ramasha was on fire. Like, full on fire.
Rolling
Like
up the
literally.
sleeves, showing off my burns.
Oh, actually on fire.
Yeah, I wasn't kidding. And Dominic? Oh, you should have seen Dominic. He was so
No.
cool in action. He did this super cool flip with his halberd and then totally whiffed on the hit, and it was hilarious. Ain't that right, Dominic?
You, Roland. Thank you.
It did look pretty cool, though, I will say, Dominic.
You know,
I would
you've
say-
got to add a little bit of the cool factor in there, because if you don't, then it's just a hit, you know? Like,
sometimes
and if it uses a lot of energy when you do as cool of a flip as I did. Okay?
Flipping
So-
over flames and things like that. It was pretty
Exactly.
impressive, at least
The
from
thing
where
had
I was
3
standing.
heads. Okay?
Sasha's just like,
I will say that is the coolest miss I have ever seen.
I think it's the coolest one I've ever dealt. Or I guess not dealt, really.
Very good one, young one.
Nice.
as everyone is just laughing and just feeling so, for the first time in a long time for some of you, and even in a short time, just getting back to that after it was feeling threatened again, is very nice. And to just not have to think about your problems for a night is a wonderful feeling. Unless anyone else had anything to say at dinner,
How's the young one doing?
he has been thrilled. Just so happy. And towards the end of the night, he's just like falling asleep at the table.
Oh.
And, you know, Natasha looks and she's like, I assume this one's spending the night here.
Yeah. We'll get him settled in for tonight, and then we'll figure out what the best plan is for him going forward. So.
And yeah, I mean, you still have the room that Ogden used to sleep in and sometimes still does when he crashes here. Ogden's
Yep.
just gonna go home. Ruby, I believe, does still live with you, but, you know, there's separate space for her,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because the house is big enough for, like, there were rooms for all of the kids, and,
At the
you know,
time,
3 of
yeah.
them moved out, basically.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so there's
Yeah.
a space for him. Dominic, do you need a place to stay as well?
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, we got a spare room for you, kiddo. Don't you worry about it.
And
Perfect.
there's actually, there's at least a couple beds here, so.
Yeah.
What's
And-
your daughter's name again?
Ruby.
Ruby.
Where is Ruby in comparison to Ramasha?
Could be across the table if you'd like.
At some point, are we all getting up at this point or no?
It's the wind down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like everyone has noticed that Sasha's falling asleep. Everyone's just been having a nice time. Dinner has
Yeah.
been done. Everyone's just been talking.
Okay. I'm gonna talk to Ruby before we leave.
Okay. Like, do you want to help her clean up?
Absolutely.
Oh, allow me to assist you
Yeah,
in this.
and I'll take Sasha and be like, all right, Sasha, let's go get your bed set up. You two, Dominic, come on, let's get you guys' bed set up.
And he sort of just clings to you. Like,
Aw.
like this is.
Oh, and I'm like,
a mental
I'll
image
piggyback.
of like Dominic and Sasha in bunk beds.
You're definitely getting feelings of exactly the same sort of like God I'm finally safe as you did with the little girl that you named your daughter after.
Yep. So I got a lot of those same vibes. So, yep, I say, because he's only like a head shorter than me, so we'll do piggyback ride to the
Can I try to pick both of them up?
Sure, you could do it.
All right, I'm just gonna
scoop
dwarf
as
house.
Ramasha says.
And then she's just laughing behind them, and she's holding a pair of pajamas or like a night shift for Sasha to change out of his rags. She's like, and we'll have an outfit in the morning as well. You don't need to live in those anymore.
cries.
Yeah. All right.
While picking up dishes and so forth, Ramasha's going to go over to Ruby. Could you do me a
Well, I suppose that's what the favor is, but probably.
Since Dominic is going to be spending the night here, something that I've been doing a little bit of since we've been spending a lot of time together in the mornings. Have you ever? Are you familiar with the term a BAP?
I swear to God.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
You see, right before, because Dominic doesn't like to wake up very well at all, but it seems like everyone else likes to wake up at a normal time. You just kind of find a way to sneak in and just go BAP, and then quickly disappear.
Do you bap her or pretend to bap her?
I'm not bapping her, I'm just bapping the air.
Okay. So you want me
There'll be no bapping of my daughter, good sir.
No bap,
sir.
So you want me to slap him?
Not like a psh, but more like a BAP.
Like, I'm just going to, kind of do it on her shoulder.
I guess if I have to wake him up, I'll do that.
It doesn't always work, but either way, it's always very, very funny.
Okay, Ramasha. It was really nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well. Please do report back how it goes.
She just has this bemused look on her face as she's washing the dishes, and sends you to go pick up the rest of them.
Indeed.
Uh-huh.
All right. So Ramasha helps clean up the table. Ogden says goodnight and heads off to his family. Natasha and Roland get Sasha tucked in and make sure that Dominic is all set with whatever he needs. And Ashrin, what are you up to before you say goodnight?
Before I say goodnight, I just want to essentially corner Roland and say, "Don't you go anywhere down to the docks without me, sir."
Look, I only wanted to pull Ramasha in because of the mission. It might be tied together, It was never my intention to intentionally leave you out.
I understand that, but there's things that I want to look into at the docks as well. And I feel like it sounds like, especially from what Ogden was saying, that they might be intertwined at least somewhat. Or at least the information can be found in the same place. So I think that should be our first stop in the morning.
Well, it sounds like we're all going to be heading over there tomorrow anyway, so I wouldn't dream of going without you, your worshipfulness.
Oh, good lord.
Still funny!
You really do. I keep saying that. It's
still
not
funny!
And someone's going to hear you at some point and make assumptions, and it's going to get ugly.
Alright, that's alright. No more Your Highness jokes tonight.
Thank you. I'll take that at least.
But then,
I'm gonna head home for the night.
But
I will meet you all in the morning in the market.
At that point, yep, we'll do the same meeting place. But I will pull her in for a hug too after that, and just be like, if I could have anybody adventuring, if I could have anybody to go back to the good old days with, you'd be one of them. Probably first on the list. So.
Oh, Roland, you're gonna make me cry. And I might take you up on that because Lord knows where these things are going to lead to.
Well, all I gotta say is we'd have to butter up Natasha then, and we better come in with more than just croissants, so.
I tried my best. It was
it's
the
all
end of
right.
the day.
It's all right. It's all right. They have there's some of those bakeries. They put out the day's bread and you get it for cheap. Like yesterday's bread for cheap. I get it. Don't worry about it. So, but yeah. All right. Well, good night, Ash. Good night, Ashrin.
Meet in the morning. Do we want to go to the pie place and get the strawberry fecal spritz?
That's actually good. We probably should go over there first thing.
Well, why don't we meet in the marketplace like we normally do, and then we can all go over together.
All right. And Dominic, I don't know if you were like in bed for this or you were still hanging out in the main area.
I was just putting Sasha to bed.
Okay. All right. I'll fill you in on the plans for tomorrow then after you get done with that. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Ogden and Ramasha and Ashrin would probably leave together. Ogden would split off to go to his house. Ramasha would split off at the docks, and Ashrin would make the rest of the way home. Just because most groups would probably do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's probably.
And so, Ashrin, as you get home, the candles are out at the desk, and the sign is up at the desk that says, "Will return at breakfast," and there's nobody at the desk when you get home. You know that there is a mailbox behind the desk, and your box looks empty. Because it's probably a habit to sort of peek when you do come in when no one's there.
Just check, yeah.
Yeah.
Not even junk mail. We're here to talk to you about your
Bill, lower car insurance.
I don't have any family, and my friends all live in town. Why would I get mail?
But just also
Gecko
you know,
car
sometimes we're gonna
insurance.
set precedents
We'd like to
for
talk to you about your horse's extended warranty.
Get a horse loan.
Yeah.
It's an advertisement for the best pies in town.
Desk, or on the corkboard behind the desk next to the mailboxes, you know, a new flyer that wasn't there when you were there last for Aramore's yearly Feats of Valor Festival, which is coming up at the solstice. And you've seen this ad before. It's a yearly thing, and just kind of strikes you that, oh wow, that's coming up already.
I can't spell feats of valor. like split feet, and I'm like, I know that's not right. Oh well.
That's okay. Which would be hilarious if that were the case.
Yeah.
Everyone's feet dressed up like a knight, you know? And that's
Okay.
And so you make your way up. Throughout the night, you didn't have any sort of feelings like anyone was with you, and you surprisingly do not feel any presences or requests on you as you make your way to bed, and that's almost like a noticeable relief.
I'm alone, and that's weird. Okay.
And it sort of strikes you. You remember that you asked her to sort of tone it down, and you're wondering, like, is this her idea of toning it down, like, or something like those
Gone
kind
forever.
of things running through your head, type of thing. And if you want to make a straight D20 roll for your entire evening.
All of us?
Just her for now.
16.
All right. So yeah.
Roll initiative.
You to sort of, you know, get yourself ready for bed. You can fill up your water jug, get everything you would normally do, and you're kind of looking around, going like, "Wow, this feels so ordinary," as opposed to what just happened, and all of that stuff that I just had to face. And like, there's probably like this level of relief, and also this level of, "Wow, this is so ordinary." And that sort of like, I did these extraordinary things. It you know, is the relief and the comfort worth it, type of thing. Like these things, you know, whatever. And you're undisturbed. You go to sleep whenever you feel like it, and you are awakened by the familiar sounds of just people stirring in the house. You're used to the sounds of the cracks of this house when the owners get up and start making breakfast, and the people who work morning shifts, or the people, you know, that get up really early get on out. Dominic and Roland, as you sort of finish up your conversations about, you know, we're gonna have to get on this, start doing some digging, something's happening, we're gonna have to make Natasha feel safe about this, which at least honestly shouldn't be too hard given how well everyone's working together, and how everyone's had each other's backs. That feels pretty good to Roland, I would assume, as far as he's been with seasoned adventurers before who didn't necessarily care about each other as much as those conflicts showed themselves.
Right. I've been around a few groups that have had true camaraderie, and this is starting to feel like that.
Yeah. So the both of you each a straight 20 roll for your night, and if you had any commentary.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to. Did you have a commentary for your night, Ashrin? Okay. Just sorry.
All right. I did want to have a. Well, Dominic, did you want to do anything besides your role? Okay. I do want to sleep. Okay. So when the children go to bed, I do want to because I'm assuming me and Natasha would have kind of a sit, wind down kind of moment after everybody's gone to bed, right before we go to bed, and just say, I know I dumped a lot on you.
You always do. I'm used to it by now.
Right. But, and I'm going to point to the room Dominic's sleeping in, and I said, Miro's in there. And I'm going to point to the room Sasha's in. And I'm going to say, Ashrin's in there. So, what am I going to do?
I've always considered it a bounty of abundance. Your heart brings in the right kinds.
Alright, so I just wanted to remind you again how much I love you and how much you put up with an old man that has a heart that doesn't necessarily go along with his brain sometimes.
Does this mean that you're trying to go off chasing bad guys again?
How can I say no? And I'm going to look how can I say no to Miro? How can I say no to Ashrin?
We've got to find that boy. I don't want you leaving town without telling me, like I said, and we better have a damn good reason to leave.
I haven't done it before. I don't plan on doing it anytime soon. Alright, love you, darling.
The Longbeards make their way to bed, with Natasha tentatively feeling like Roland has learned from some of his perilous experiences and is a little bit more attached to his goals of the future than he was of just saving the world. Is sort of how she felt it was sort of a conquest to save the world before, whereas this is more of a I want to help people. It's also, sort of discussed that it sounds like Sasha's going to hang around. She can probably put him to work sweeping the shop until we figure out where he needs to be.
I'm okay with that, but he's got to have good, fair pay. He's working hard. He's got to have fair pay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
We would pay a shop hand, couple of copper a day.
A fair wage. Yep. Excellent. I knew you would. All right. I'm ready for my D20 roll.
All right. Both straight 20s.
Wow. Everybody's doing a straight 20?
Just you and
both
me.
You and Roland sleeping in this house.
Oh. 14.
I am so average. I got a 10.
Yeah, and so both of you are sort of feeling wow, this, just the same as Ashton, it's sort of this feeling this is comfort, this is normal, this is safe. This is what I think I crave every time I get stuffed in the face with something insane and something chaotic or something scary or whatever it is, or something that makes me think about something I don't want to think about. Is this what I want? Or am I going to follow my heart and into the chaos? Kind of thing. There's no nightmares, there's no trouble sleeping, it's your brain sort of buzzing until you go to bed. And Ramasha, as you make your way down into the docks and see the people all hours that, that the occasional person sort of slinking around the road.
I'm pretty much doing the same, especially, collars up, and I'm just kind of making my way, hands in the pockets, and just kind of, not eyeballing it like everyone, you're going to die, but just kind of keeping an eye out going to my destination. But I'm kind of going to skirt around and see if the ship is there on my way over.
You'd have to go all the way down to the docks, the actual dock side, to see if the ship is there. Your boarding house is on the edge.
I wouldn't be able to see it from there?
You'd have to go at least towards the docks. Like, you'd have to go down there.
Okay.
But, like, as you make your way through the streets on that part of town, you've got the occasional person huddled up on a doorstep or looking out the window of a tavern, just giving you the side eye. And, you hear the murmuring, the constant whispers of that area of town at night. And as you get to your boarding house...
Before I get to the boarding house, real quick, do I come across anyone that's very clearly homeless and is freezing?
It's not freezing tonight, so nobody looks like they're desperate, no.
Okay.
Everyone just sort of looks like they're that normal sort of crowd that's always out.
Okay.
As you get into your handles are low, but there's always someone at the desk, and you know this. Tonight, it's the night person is a super shady kind of guy that, you know that there's nothing wrong with him. He just looks and acts really creepy and awkward. And he looks up from his paper. He's sort of looking at, and he's like, "That you, Ramasha?
Oh, God.
Where you been, man?"
I've been doing things. How
He's
about
like
you?
this greasy, wiry, very thin hair that's not even there. Like how you all pictured Filch. He had more hair in the movie, but he should have had way less.
Yep.
Type of thing.
Yep. This is that creepy guy who doesn't have a life and is very interested in everyone else's.
Very gaunt, beaky features, and yeah.
I've just been doing my thing. How about you? What have you been up to?
I guess the same as always. There's a couple folks that was looking for you. They rented out a couple rooms.
Oh, interesting. Are they upstairs next to mine?
Yeah, they asked for the rooms around yours. I didn't see no problem with it.
Okay. Do they seem friendly?
Everybody seems friendly around here, don't you think?
Oh my God.
What the heck?
Yikes. Nope.
I'm gonna go hard pass on that one, ma'am. Thank
Nope.
you. Mm-mm. Nah.
Cook that, please.
Just no.
Yeah.
I'm going to go up to my room. Are those mints? You have a good night.
Wait, they left you a note. He points at the mailboxes on the wall, and he grabs a little folded piece of paper out of yours, and he hands it over.
Is it a folded piece of paper, or is it an open letter?
It's a folded piece of paper.
Does it look like it's been opened?
It's just a folded piece of paper.
I mean, some of them can look like they're raveled, but okay.
I know, it still looks nice, but it's
Okay.
just a folded piece of paper.
That's what I do.
Thank you. I hope that you have a good, uneventful night.
Oh, you kind of made it eventful.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
She's like looking at you, waiting to see if you're gonna open it.
Good night. Good night. I've just got a good morning him to death,
He looks back down his papers.
Oh, God. Hackles like standing up. Ears going down.
How you doing, creepy?
Oh,
Seen that guy at a register at a 7-Eleven at 2 in the morning.
He's the kind of guy that, as you kind of lean over the counter, he sniffs your jacket.
As he goes by.
What? Who would do such a thing? Oh no!
So you're saying he's a 15-year-old boy? Is he sexy is the question.
I'm a sexy little 15-year-old boy.
I'm totally picturing, like, bald on top, but long hair on the sides, and kind of trying to do a comb over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wiry, greasy, gaunt.
This is my strong hand.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Kind of guy that runs a motel that takes people cash only.
Yes.
Oh God, eyes are sunken in. All right,
Yeah.
I'm going up the stairs.
So as you make your way up, are you going to open up the note, or are you going to wait till you get in your room?
I'm actually not going to go into my room. I'm going to wait until. Is there a door at the stairway, or is it just a stairway?
It's just a hallway. Yeah.
I'm going to start up the stairs, and as I'm starting up, I'm going to just kind of peek around. I'm assuming, is it like a kind of a spiral up, or is it just like straight
It's
stairway
like
up?
landing to the side, up, landing, and like those little half sets, and then you're to the top.
All right.
So it's like a half spiral.
Before I get up to the landing, like to the top of the landing and come around the corner, I'm going to just kind of peek back down to make sure he's not looking. I'm going to open it up just to see how long it is, to see if I can read it really quickly.
It's a very short message.
Perfect. And it says,
You recognize the handwriting, and it says, "Hey friend, we told you we'd be back. We got rooms next to yours. It'll be a party. Mugwort."
excellent. What time of night is this?
It's night, like solidly night.
Like-
You were there, like you guys were talking.
Is this morning, or is this...
No, it's not morning. It's
Probably
just like it's
10, 11 o'clock, maybe?
Yeah.
9, 10,
Perfect.
11 o'clock.
We're kiddies. This is the time to meet up.
He's not a kid, is he?
Mugwort is the name of a
he
man.
is. He's right. He is. He's a child.
Okay. I'm going to.
You don't know which one of the doors on either side of you, because you have a room. Like as you walk down the hall, there's like 8 rooms, and yours is like the third on the left. So someone now from downstairs has the room on either side of you. Someone has the 4th and the 2nd on the left, and like you also knew of people who were staying there when you left. On the right side, across from you, and on the first on the left. So like the left is full, and there's one person that you knew of on the right, if they're still there.
I'm still going to be cautious, just because Ramasha, especially in this line of business, there's been some people that have.
You recognized his handwriting too.
Okay, all right, cool.
I did say that.
Okay, sorry, cool. With that, I'm going to see if there is.
There's like a paw print at the bottom.
Which paw?
Mugwort's right paw.
I'm going to go to the door to the right then.
Ah, and what do you want to do?
I'm going to. Well, as I come up to the landing, I'm going to kind of peek around to see if there's anybody up near the top, and no one's near the top. I'm going to continue up the stairs. I'm going to kind of peek around to see if there's anybody down the hallway.
Nope.
Okay. I'm going to walk up to my door, and I'm going to unlock it, open it, close it, and then I'm going to kind of sneak over to that door and just kind of softly, like open palm.
You're gonna go back out in the hallway then?
I didn't go in. I
You
opened
put your
and
door and
closed.
closed it.
Because I wanted to sound like I went into my room
Okay.
downstairs.
I gotcha. And so you go poof, poof, poof on that door.
Or
All right, so you hear.
He just sticks his paw under the door, like.
You hear like a groan, and it is a low groan that you recognize, and you hear, "Is it time for breakfast?" And then it's sort of mumbled. You just know you've heard it before, which is the sound of your first mate, Mugwort.
just under, as much as under the breath as the tabaxi can do.
It is not time for breakfast, but it is time for lost acquaintances.
You hear like shuffling, and there's like a pause, and the door
His paw
opens.
is back underneath the door.
And the door opens, and you see the eyes of another like you looking at you. Ah, my friend! Ah, you're the one that woke me up. What are you doing? Telling me to be quiet. What is your problem?
You know better.
Going to kind of like sneak in, close the door.
I do not trust that one downstairs.
He's an oddball. He seems okay, though. Vanessa already said he's harmless.
I'm surprised you're not trying to do a kitty voice.
I could try.
Yeah, let's see it.
Vanessa already said he's harmless.
Harmless. I'm not entirely sure, especially in our line of work. You know this.
But you know, Vanessa is an excellent judge of character.
Very true, very true. How are you? What is the news?
We are safe. We came with the money for the farming goods, and we came to pick you up. We thought you were coming home this time.
Not yet. I have some unfinished business, and I might have some more leads.
Not yet. Isn't that what you told us last time?
I did.
You know that Vanessa is not going to be happy to go home and give the same news again and again.
Our line of work. But it would be far greater if we were to go home with some other folks that don't currently have a home.
Ramasha, no one has volunteered for 12 consecutive shifts of volunteer state of duty. You have not taken a break in over a year.
I will not rest until they have paid for their crimes.
You can't make them pay if you're tired to death.
This is true. This is why I have cheese.
You have cheese? Did you bring some?
I have already eaten the cheese. I have to share with you tomorrow.
Masha!
Next time,
You
but...
tell me you have cheese and you do not bring me cheese!
Wait!
Puts a finger up to his lips.
Ironically enough, I've had this conversation with my Wisconsin friends before too, so.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's funny.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Ramash is actually going to take out his pipe that has some of that stuff in it. As I'm taking away my finger. Yeah, as I'm taking away my finger from his lips, I'm going to put my pipe in his lips and then light it.
Gonna put what in his lips?
His pupils dilate. He's just like, what is this?
Something new.
I feel so
Sweet.
connected to myself.
It's like sweet moon sugar. No.
I could smell colors.
Where did you find this? What is this called?
Hero's wort?
It is Hero's wort. It is amazing, is it not?
It is.
Don't smoke too much.
Take the pipe back from him. Takes a hit himself.
Do you have more?
We are getting more. We were able to save someone from a chimera.
Can we grow this on the island?
That's a perfect response because I doesn't even know what a chimera is.
Wow, that's great.
Can we grow this on the island?
I believe that we can. I will be receiving some seeds from them, in addition to you already received the seeds from the farm.
We were waiting to meet up with you. We just arrived today. We were waiting to meet up with you in the morning, my friend.
Well, I could not wait. I have some business
You
in
could
the morning.
never wait.
You know me. I cannot wait. I have people that I'm helping here, and they're helping me find people.
Yes, and what of the mission? Have you found anyone that needs a home then?
Yes. And no. I'm waiting to see. We may have found some certain leads. Otherwise, no one interested directly at this very moment. In the meantime, I have a lead I am following tomorrow in which could lead to many disappearances as of late.
Well, don't go disappearing yourself, my friend.
Oh, I will not be the one disappearing. Might hear of some problems disappearing.
And make sure that Vanessa at least sees your face before you leave.
Of course. How long are you?
we are here until we get the farming order settled.
Until then,
We also have a couple of the goods from those pirate ships to sell off at that shop down at the docks. You know.
the shop. As you wish. I will tell you though. Did you? Well, I tell you. I am sorry. Wrong word. I meant to ask you. I will ask you. Did you bring enough? You need mine.
I believe we will have enough funds after we let go of some of these items from our friends, the Black Sails. I have heard there is a shop down in the docks that can get rid of anything, so long as you ask for the right dessert.
What kind of dessert?
One must only ask for strawberry excrement to see room down at the Nasty Pasty.
This is the place I am going tomorrow. The strawberry fecal spreads.
Ah, yes. Well, we shall have to get some together then, my friend.
It's all connected.
It is all right. Yeah.
Eventually, we promise.
As you wish. Let us go to bed. We'll talk again about this in the morning, but we must hurry. You must get up in the morning. I know how you are.
Are you talking to a mirror, my friend?
Do not make me bap you.
Oh God, it's a
Get
thing.
early and bap Vanessa then.
I like the way you think. Okay.
All right.
I'm going to sneakily good night. Close the door. I'm going to sneakily go over and open up my door slowly so no one hears.
Yes. Okay. How about a stealth check then?
Oh, stealth is what I'm good at.
We'll see.
Not as good as Dominic.
No one is as good as Dom.
Oh God.
True.
At fudging rolls when it matters.
For shame.
Whoa.
Dun, dun, dun.
16.
That's the DM's
Alright.
job, not yours.
To keep you all alive. Alright, so you're able to sort of quietly shut your door and all the noises of the building sort of mask it. Alright, so you're straight 20 roll for the night, and we are awfully close to 11, so unfortunately I think we're going to have to do a quick meeting of Olga, setting the scene for the next chapter of Ocerrya, and maybe the Ocerrya recap simultaneously next stream.
We could see what Olga's night is like.
Olga's probably asleep. She's a grumpy old lady.
She's an old lady. She goes to bed at like 7 o'clock at night. Eats
Hey,
dinner
whoa,
at 4
whoa.
o'clock.
Don't talk about me like that.
Straight, nothing else.
Straight 20.
12.
Alright, so you just, your mind's buzzing too, like everybody else is, just like on all these new leads you've got going on and all of the things that are now coming connected. You can't wait to tell your friends that you literally just heard from your first mate that the Nasty Pasty is probably like literally where everyone needs to go. And you're not disturbed. You don't hear anybody trying to get into your room at night. No nasty dreams. Just
No baps.
brain buzzing until you go to sleep. Yes, and you and your friend can both attempt to bat Vanessa in the morning if you remember next session. I do think that where it's 10 minutes to most East Coast folks are not going to give enough, not going to be able to give enough justice to meeting Olga in 10 minutes. But what I would like to propose is that next session that we meet up in the morning, head over to the Nasty Pasty. It seems that sort of things have sort of connected that way with Masha sharing his little tidbits in the morning. And we will meet Olga, set some seeds, and sort of begin our recap and forward for Ocerrya. And then our following stream would end up being sort of discussion of our process and what's been going on and how these have worked into our setting of coming back into Starfield.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Sweet.
Hooray!
And so with that, unless anyone has anything else, I do. This is unfortunately time to get back to reality. We made it very close to finishing all of our goals tonight, but I do think that once again, the role play that happens really makes it worth it. I really appreciate the way you are digging into your characters and sharing parts of who you are and how that's informing your decisions. So that's really cool.
Brennan will eventually get to talk.
Yeah, Brennan will contribute.
As his own character.
Yes, as himself.
It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic.
I have so many questions about the strawberry fecal spreads.
He was fed on excrement.
I don't want to know.
That was what I asked about excited.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, can we do excitement? Brennan's like, no. This is the word we're sticking with.
Because it's a front, right? So no normal person.
Not to the cops, it isn't. To cops, it's a normal bakery shop.
Yeah.
And Brendan
And it's a
Frost.
big
Yeah,
group.
but
Oh, there we go.
she does her thing for the cops. Keeps them. But
I'm happy.
if a regular would-be customer come in and they see a menu item, the strawberry excrement, they're immediately like, no. But someone in the know, from Asha, for instance, orders that, and Elvin knows it's time to do business.
Yep. Real business.
We'll find out about that next week, won't we?
Oh gosh, this was an excellent session as always. I really, really love playing with you guys. We have a lot of sessions in this one that are not a lot of combat, but I have a lot of fun with that because it's really cool to see you really dig in and be like, who am I? Why am I making these decisions?
Mm-hmm.
Dominic deciding to go and get a present for Natasha because he's just like, I want to come up with something too, but I don't want to bring food, you know? Like,
I don't
it's
know.
really cool.
Girls like
Those
shiny
little-
things.
Yeah.
And every single time a player makes a decision like that, it gives the DM a chance to be like, am I going to throw in a breadcrumb here? Or, ooh, am I going to give the player something because they decided to make that decision? Like, so it's really fun. It's a lot of fun to work around those things that the players throw. So.
Absolutely.
All right, folks. Check us out on the replay tomorrow. And then next week, we will be probably wrapping up this first chapter of Ocerrya. It has been an absolute amazing experience to be the DM. And we all look forward to dusting off our character sheets for Starhill and exploring more of the lore of that world and the bits and pieces of those characters and the motivations of those characters as well. So this is
Let me tell you.
tons of fun.
Not to deep dive into it now because we're gonna, that'll be touched on next week probably. But the timelines that people are lining up is gonna make for some very interesting stuff. So I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be excellent. Hashtag I love us.
Hashtag I love us.
Hashtag I love us.
All right, folks. Well, with that, it is time, unfortunately, to get back to the real world, and we hope that you all have a wonderful night. Please take it easy, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.